like, I wonder if anybody in the game is going to notice that, but you did.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
Very
good.
Perfect.
It
My
is.
character's trying to start it on fire, I notice. It's
Almost.
Like, F this.
So you
that
guys
does not fall
can.
into the warranty.
Yeah, you
That's
guys
right. I
can
don't
see.
think that's. It might not be good for the electronics.
This is Castle Naerytar. You guys can see this is where you guys are at. You guys are more in a front view, but that's Castle Naerytar.
Well, you know, Dave, Castle Naerytar has kind of let itself go. I mean,
it has.
It's kind of crappy looking. Look, I mean, there's giant bubbles of straw in front.
Yeah.
Is that where the three little pigs live? Right up there. There's like a house of straw, and there's one of bricks, and.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of goodness inside that castle, because you know that.
And by goodness, of course, you mean magic stuff, right, Dave?
Hey, you know that the entire southern portion of the Sword Coast has been looted and plundered by this cultist organization, and now that you found out that the Lizardmen have been escorting all of these goods to the castle via river and the Mirror of Dead Men, you know that there's probably some. This is an old rundown astronomy. You know, this is where an astronomy organization used to be years ago. But all right, we are going to get started. You guys introduce yourselves and let's recap it. I'm ready. I'm excited about tonight. I'm
Dave,
actually really
excited. Tonight's going all the way into Valentine's Day, so it's almost like I'm going to be spending my Valentine's Day with you. And well, I didn't get you a Valentine, and I'm sorry about that. But
that's okay.
I was thinking maybe for us, you could give us like maybe a +2 boon because it's Valentine's Day or something.
Well, B.J. Jefferson and Misty Moonlight, which Misty told me to tell you, Misty. You Misty's got to stick together. So
Yay,
you guys
Misty!
have a boon for tonight +1. Now, if you want a Valentine's present, I'll wear the bag face for you. And we'll get on Skype, buddy. After just like for dirt.
That almost sounds kind of naughty, Dave. I don't know if I want to really follow that one up.
That's the whole point.
Present, I'll call you on Skype and wear a bag face.
I'm glad it's successful.
I don't know if I want to really follow that up.
That's good.
Into 50 Shades of Grey here.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of me saying that, so people decline it. But there will be that one person like Dirt that says, "Okay, let's get her done."
That's right, get her done.
You're making me want to dive away from a computer just for a minute.
Also,
I don't know, Dave. Follow your dreams is what I always say.
I agree. One more thing about next week, everybody. We'll be transitioning to webcams starting next week, so the interface here is going to be kind of adjusted a little bit. So that way we'll be able to see everyone's smiling faces and watching everybody laugh, and whenever I'm throwing ropers at you, I want to see your facial expressions.
So now's the perfect time to get that face tattoo. Perfect, Dave. I got it.
No problem.
Finally,
if you want to, go
now
for it.
I'll be able to green light that past my wife.
There you go. All right, let's do it. You guys know what to do.
Yep, we definitely do.
No problem, Misty.
I play Krivgar, a Dragonborn Bard.
Roll 20. You just got to be persistent,
Kojo.
the dude. Got to be persistent,
Silverclaw, the Dragonborn Fighter.
Or start DMing yourself, and you'll find players
I
like
am Mystaria.
off the bat.
I play Misty, the half-elf warlock with
It's
an
the only
imp
thing I
and
can-
a really unhealthy
Only thing I can
desire
say.
for fire, actually.
And I'm Tiberius Glimmerleaf, the life cleric in the group. And if it wasn't for me, everybody that you're talking to would be dead right now. And except unless you're a dragonborn, you would be dead and then dead again.
Hey, at least I'm the one that keeping them alive before you showed up.
That's right.
Well, admitting to be a bit more humble than the cleric, I am Zelos, the rogue, and
wow,
I came
laughing to
equipped
death.
with the
That's pretty rough.
summary of last week's action. Snapjaw, the lizard man we took captive in our fight at the shabby lizard man camps, tells us that the Bullywugs have replaced the lizard men as cult allies, and that lizard men are now reduced to being servants. He tells us that we face Yuan Ti red wizards and a half-dragon named Resmere along with the Bullywugs at the abandoned castle that we are headed towards. Suncaller, the leader of the Scaly Lizard tribe of Scaly Death tribe of lizard men, has been murdered several weeks ago by Spattergrew, who is the leader of the Bullywugs. Snapjaw convinces us to spare his life, offering to show us the castle in the mirror, and delivers lizard man allies when we attack the Bullywugs. Delos persuades Snapjaw to give up the name of the cultist trader at the roadhouse, and Snapjaw allows that it's our old friend Bogluck. After a long rest, Snapjaw leads us to good drinking water and guides our canoes toward the castle. Leaving the canoes behind, we follow Snapjaw carefully to avoid quicksand and pitfalls. We begin to see and hear many snakes and are suddenly set upon by Yuan-Ti and snake men. Snapjaw leads our attack. After a long battle, we defeat Yuan-Ti and snake men and loot them of 6 onyx figurines of Dendar the Night Serpent. Each one of us takes one, and Misty takes 2. Delos replenishes supply of arrows, and we are ready to continue tonight's action and adventure.
Very nice. So you guys were traveling through the mirror. You guys got through all of the rivers. You also encountered, like Zelos was saying, you encountered the Yuan-Ti. Pretty formidable foes. Probably some of the hardest that you've encountered so far, except for, back a couple months back. Now, you guys had to walk on land the rest of the way. And as you guys can see in front of you, this is Castle Naerytar. Now, Castle Naerytar was an old, basically an observation station for the stars way back years prior. And there was an astronomy organization that dwelled inside the castle. And then, as the Sword Sea started to expand and create the Mirror of Dead Men, that's when the astronomy group pulled out and the castle went into semi-ruin. And that's where you guys are at. You guys are at a checkpoint with Snapjaw. Snapjaw had just had a conversation with a checkpoint of about 20 to 25 lizard men, heavily armed. They look like they're definitely ready for a fight. So what do you guys want to do? Snapjaw had told you that he's going to pass you off as a new cultist to the castle, to where you would have free passage throughout the castle. What do you guys want to do now?
Yeah, he said he's off talking to.
Yes, he was off.
Buddies.
He went over talking to his a couple, like a smaller group of lizard men, and these lizard men, they're heavy ornamented with, I would say, chunks of, pieces of bone on like little leather strips. They kind of look shamanistic. And the castle's probably still, I'd say, 200, 300, I'd say about 200 yards in front of you. You can see that there's, in the front of the castles, you're kind of surveying around, you can see that there's, looks like a gate with some creatures in it, and another that's over on the western side of it as you're looking at it, and over on the eastern side, which is actually closer to you and the gate, you can see more lizardmen. Looks like they're using sticks to train creatures, but with all of the the hills, you're not able to tell what they are. And you can see both. As you look further in, you can see both lizardmen and bullywugs kind of roaming around the area.
And I know we recently came out of combat with the
Baljak,
snake.
thanks for the follow.
How long ago was that? How much time has passed since that combat?
Well, I know you haven't had a long rest yet, so you should still all be down any hit dice heals
Short
that you
rest?
used. I think you used the short rest so you could heal back up with your hit dice heals. But as for a long rest, you guys are still down whatever spell slots that you used last week. Because
which
you
is
had a
bad
full
for me,
rest
'cause
at the beginning of last week.
Yeah, I'm totally blown through my spells. So there's
But I got
really...
mine back.
Yeah, I can't really do much.
I see your new macros. Nice, man.
I'm living the dream, Dave. That's all I can do is code macros.
Gosh.
Need a macro for my captive water breathing, though.
You're just waiting for the opportunity to use that thing, aren't you?
Yeah, so far we're in a freaking desert, so not really helping it. Or a
Well,
swamp.
you might be able to try it maybe in the muck. You might
Hopefully
be able
somebody will try to
that.
drown me, and it'll be like Aquaman, and I'll just get these incredible powers and bust a move on them.
Shake him down. That'd be pretty.
That's
cool.
right.
These tangents, I love them. So, Snapjaw is off talking to a couple of the more shaman-looking lizard men. What do you guys want to do? You guys are kind of congregating there at the gate.
Well, since we're talking amongst ourselves, I'm gonna talk to everybody here. It's kind of in the out of earshot from everybody else. But
Yeah.
it's my understanding that majority of these castles, and my uncle used to have a castle kind of like this when I was much younger. We used to play in it. A lot of these castles have secret entrances. Do you guys want to try to infiltrate this castle via secret entrance,
my
or are we
God.
going to just follow the trust this lizard man to walk us right in the middle of all this people, right in the center of the bullywug lizard man army, right in the middle of the castle? How do you want to play this?
And then say, hey, we have fake cultist here. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't
That would blow.
it? Fireball would take care of a couple.
Did he explain to us how he planned on getting us through? Is this something that we already are aware of?
This
how
is
the
this
plan's
is
gonna
something
work?
that you need to discuss with him still. But as you guys are discussing amongst one another, you can also hear that the lizard men, which are speaking in Draconic, they're pretty soft in what they're talking about. They're speaking very lightly, so you really can't hear them. But once in a while, you'll hear something like "that is foolish," or "now is not the time," and you'll hear this. The two Dragonborn, Krivgar and Silverclaw, you guys would hear something like that. But other than that, the rest of their conversation between the Lizardfolk, it's all pretty quiet. And they're looking over at you guys once in a while, shaking their heads. Sometimes it looks positive, sometimes it looks negative. But you guys have the floor.
Dave, I try to look as buff as possible. Suck in my gut. Kind of straighten my chin out, so I really look awesomely powerful.
Okay.
Just thought I'd let you know.
Well, I appreciate that. You guys have the floor, so you guys can RP this out.
Well, we should look for the secret entrance just as a plan B.
I'm actually curious to know what they're talking about, since I don't understand them. So I'd probably want to go up to one of our Dragonkin and just kind of be like, "Hey, do you guys get a sense of what's going on over there? They keep looking over here. Do you think that this is going to work out? What kind of sense do you get of the situation?"
No, it kind of looks like they're debating as to whether or not they're actually going to rebel.
Can you?
Oh, good,
give us
nice,
any sort of
Silverclaw.
insight into
I like
whether,
it.
this guy that brought us here might be trying to double cross us? I mean, what kind of insights can you tell from their body language?
Well, from what I've heard, it sounds like it's never going to work. It's not the right time. Are you insane? Hey, doesn't that Dragonborn with the loot kind of look weak and feeble?
Oh my God!
That sounds like I believe that. I trust that.
God.
It all sounds truthful to me.
I think he's just throwing that in to get on the bard's bad side.
That's
You
why
gotta-
I'm trying to look buff.
You gotta admit, Krivgar, that was pretty ingenious of him to think that. To say that. I thought it was pretty funny.
Shots fired! Anyway.
I just give Silverclaw the look of annoyance.
Hey, don't look annoyed at me. You killed one of my targets. You're on the list.
God, it feels like a week ago that happened. Get over it.
Never.
See if I'll heal you next time you're down.
Oh.
Whoa.
Wow.
Come on, guys. We're all we have.
Yeah, we're all brothers and sisters here.
Yeah, especially seeing that you could easily be surrounded by about 200 bullywugs and lizardmen in a mere matter of moments.
I say everybody put your right hand in, and let's do a cheer.
No.
No? All right. I was
No.
going to do, go team. Right hand,
No.
nobody? All right. I'll
Shark
just try to
Hat,
build
we're
a little
in
team building
chapter
exercise
6.
here.
Shark Hat, chapter 6.
How about a trust fall? Trust fall?
No.
No? Okay.
So, Tiberius, you said this place might have a secret entrance.
I would say places like this I've seen in my vast experience of rich castle. They always have secret entrances.
So here's the deal, guys. We not only need to get in, we need to get out. Looking at our options, what do you guys think the best way to get out safely would be? Breaking away, finding a secret entrance now, or going with whatever those guys, I point over at the other dragonkin that are apparently throwing slurs at our bard over in the corner and indicate them.
And as you're doing that, Misty, you see a couple of the more shamanistic looking lizard folk. They're actually calling over to what looks like standard, guards or warriors, and telling them, kind of pointing off into the distance, and it seems like those lizard folk are kind of scurrying off in several different directions.
Somebody that speaks Draconics better find out what's going on. Also, Dave, I'm gonna purvey
No
the
problem,
people
Shark.
that you
Thanks
said
for
were
stopping by.
bullywugs on the. I think you said on the west side.
Yeah, they're further
I wanna
back
do a
in.
quick count. How many are we talking about?
About 15 to 20, and you can actually see. Actually, the majority of them looks like they're walking into the castle. I mean, there was like a line of bullywug moving into the castle, and it seems like they're still flowing into the castle. But you've counted about 10 to 15 that's actually gone inside the castle so far. And like I said, it's now, almost dark. So you guys have gotten here. Now the sun's like pretty much almost down, and it seems like they're starting to set up some looks like watches around the perimeter and whatnot. So Snapjaw does walk back over to you guys. You guys are you guys done RPing this? Because if so, I'll have Snapjaw come back over.
We haven't heard from all of our members yet.
No, that would be a good thing. So he's still conversing with the other shamans over there. Wookie, thank you for the follow. Thank you, Wookie.
I feel that we need to find out what Snapjaw's plans are and the reaction of those plans by his people. What can we count on? What can he do? Then we'll have to decide whether or not we're going to try and do it on our own or with Lizard Man as allies.
I enjoy the fact that you're such a good betting man, because a betting man always wants to know the odds. High five, Zelos.
Yes. Give me them bones.
Did you say
Are you
high
guys role-playing
five?
a high five right now?
I'm pretty
Slap
sure
the
they
clap,
are.
There it was.
Could be like a fist bump, whatever's fantasy medieval like.
That's awesome because I think it wasn't high fives in medieval life. I think it was only fist bumps.
Fist bump.
I'm sorry. Us half elves do ear twitches.
Oh, that's what it is.
Right, that. Ooh, yeah.
So we twitch ears and we look at Tiberius and say, "Okay, you can't do that, half elf."
I'll just wink at you. There you go, buddy. So, taking a gander at this area around here, and knowing that the bullywugs are going inside and it's getting dark, let's talk to this Snapjaw guy, figure out if he has some kind of a plan, because if he doesn't have a plan, we better start getting on the move.
Making our own plan, you bet.
Exactly. Guys, just a reminder, I burned pretty much 90% of my spell slots, so if we get into a fight, I'm not going to be much help. I'll probably just run, just FYI.
And you guys can now start to hear, as the sun goes down, crickets starting to chirp.
Dave, you gotta warn me when you do that. Fireflux crashes otherwise.
Oh, does it? Well, I'm giving you your warning. That would, if I give you the warning, though, wouldn't it kind of mess up the thrill of excitement as, oh my gosh, where are those crickets coming from? Well, I'll just say, hey, we'll think of what's a safe word for you? What's a safe word, Kadojo?
Oh, ha.
What's a safe word?
Crickets are coming.
Massive data overload.
Well, you think of a safe word and you let me know, Kadojo. And
Okay.
I'll holler it out a couple times or send you a couple tells. Safe word. Alright, so you guys are pretty much done conversing with one another?
Yeah, Dave. I think we're gonna try to confront Snapjaw and talk, and then the somebody's gonna draconic to him, and we'll figure out what his plans are, and we'll go from there.
Okay. So the other shamans, the other shaman lizard men, they kind of dispatch. You can start to see lights starting to emerge throughout all of the different portholes in the castles and the windows. So you can see that things are starting to, you guys are now going into a nighttime environment. So Snapjaw does come back over to the group, and the first thing out of his mouth is he looks at you, Misty, and he says,
"What was that touching of the hands for between you and the others?"
I thought that we did the ear wiggle.
It was the ear wiggle.
The what?
It's
I'm sorry,
a
I
racial
am...
custom
and
amongst half-elves.
he's saying that in Draconic between, actually he's looking at Krivgar, hoping to get a translation out of this.
No, I mean, I don't know if we actually fist bumped.
We ear wiggled.
What say you, Krivgar?
Okay.
Are you telling your friends what I am saying?
Yes. I pretty much tell them what he's saying in common, so they would.
I hope
know
I'm
what
not
he's saying.
disturbing his World of Warcraft.
Okay, I guess I'm lost.
I think
Well.
the lizard man's putting the moves on you, Misty. That's what I'm getting so
The
far.
Lizardman speaks Draconic. Last week we were translating
Oh, no, I
everything
got
through
that part.
Draconic.
I'm trying to figure out what he's asking me.
He was wondering why you guys were touching hands. That's what he was wondering. Never mind.
I
We
thought-
will move forward from that. So
Sorry.
no problem at all. Asking through Krivgar,
What questions do you have? We will sneak you in as cultist. I have informed the other elders of my tribe that you are cultist, although you are not. So through our lizardmen encampments here and within the castle, you will have free passage. They will also alert the bullywugs or the stinkies as well.
unbelievable. Sometimes I wonder if
So
people
do
are
we have
even
any special
paying
well, I guess I
attention
can't
to
say
the
anything, but
games.
through the translation, I'm going to say
Sometimes it's frustrating.
How do I act like a cultist? Is there anything special that they do that we need to follow?
I look at you and I deadpan say, "Don't wear robes."
What is she saying, Krivgar? What are they all saying?
The cleric is asking about how to act like a cultist and all that, and
They look like cultists. They wear their robes and their other trinkets of their dragon, their Tiamat.
last time some of our companions did stuff with robes, it was not a good thing for us. So I don't know if we want to do it.
It was hilarious.
I can tell you, you should probably don them, because that is the regalia that they wear here at the castle. Not only them, but so does Dralmor as well. And whenever we see Resmir, whenever Resmir graces us with her presence, her foul and wretched presence, she is wearing the purple robe.
Krivgar, you might want to ask him where we're going to get such garbs. I didn't bring my cult clothing. I left them in my other suitcases.
And it's so magnificent to see all of the other bullywugs and the other cultists grovel at the sight of Resmir. It is so grand.
I pretty much asked Snapjaw where are we going to get these robes and stuff.
Alright, time out. Speaking out of character, you guys should have got some quite a while ago.
Well, I don't remember.
We did, but I think we discarded them.
So everyone discarded their
I kept
robes?
them in my back pocket.
I've still got I've got apparently 5 different outfits carrying in my backpack, like any good adventurer.
Well, the sad thing is that I didn't join the group until much later after you guys did these adventures where you got robes and got jacked and stuff. But let me look in my my journal or my character sheet and see if I can write something really fast.
Yeah, I didn't grab a robe, I think, way back then, Dave. Because I was on the Overwatch for the rescue attempt.
Okay.
I just have a set of fine clothes in my backpack right now.
Snapjaw he tells you to stay out of sight for several minutes.
While I go into the castle, I will see if I can retrieve you some of these cultist garbs.
And he scampers off.
So that's great. So I'm going to talk amongst the group here.
Big time facepalm,
What's up with the
Stig.
purple robe?
Big time.
He was talking about some Resnir chick. Are we all going to get purple robes, or just high people, or what color's our robes?
And you're saying this to Snapjaw?
No. Snapjaw's on his way. I'm saying it just to
Snapjaw
our own
left.
people. Our group, our party. The Krivgars is what I like to call them.
I honestly have no idea what type of robes he's going to find for us.
Okay, so when we saw these guys before, during the long trek up here,
I'll
what
give
color robes did
Tiberius
they
a
have?
pass
Red
on
robes?
this.
I don't think they were wearing robes. They were in common clothes.
Common
disguised.
Yeah,
Right, I
they
just
were
want to make sure.
disguised.
I just want to make sure that when I come across somebody in a different color robe or with some kind of a different trinket around their neck, I'll know how to act. So I think I've already got an idea that purple's something important because they brought that up.
Yeah,
So-
I'm going to give you the pass on this, Tiberius, because you joined the party back at Greenest. Now, the rest of the party, you guys knew that the purple robes were basically the leaders of the cult. And this was information that you guys had actually done through checks and investigation several months back. So the purple robes are basically, there's only a few of them in the cult, and Resmir is one of them. You guys had known about that a while ago. So Snapjaw does come back. He has cultist robes for everyone. They are black. They're your standard type of run-of-the-mill cloak, garb that a cultist would wear. And he has all of the dragon cult mask as well for you. Remember, there were robes and mask.
Ooh, masks. What are the masks of? Animals or creatures or just distortions? What are they?
1 second.
Or maybe they're like a Batman mask.
Is it a mask of
They are not
silencing?
they are not a cultist. This is basically what the regalia will look like. That's it right there. That is the
sweet.
mask and the robe/cloak.
Okay, that already looks
Okay.
awesome. I call dibs. Dibs on the mask. That guy's mask.
Everyone gets it. Genius.
Everybody gets that one?
Everybody
I think
gets
I would
one.
look best.
You get a cultist robe and mask. You get a cultist robe and mask. Cultist mask robes for everybody.
Well, that
I
is
wanna-
awesome.
I almost
think
wanna
I'm gonna
do-
go ahead and
I almost want to do
I'm gonna
brain
just roll right in
aneurysms
front
for
of
everyone.
everybody. But actually, I'll probably put my cloak on over my armor
For 'em
and
anyways.
keep my shield on my back, so I kind of look like a little hunchback. But definitely I'm going to put that mask on. And I'll turn to Misty and I'll say, hey, Misty, how do I look with this mask?
Keep it on.
Keep it on, yes. Wait, is that a good thing?
Snicker.
How about those masks? Will those work across those dragon faces, those dragonborn faces? You guys kind of got some pretty odd-looking heads.
Really? Because all your heads look funny to me.
Yeah.
You're the ugly ones here.
So that sounded a little defensive, so I'll just let it go. So why don't you put your dragonborn mask on and your black robes, and I'll keep my weapons kind of sheathed and underneath the cloaks, and let's head up. Let's act like cultists. Do we have to say Hail Tiamat or something?
And I'm gonna ask the Snapjaw if there's any password or saying that we would have to know to get by some areas or security checks or whatever.
They were always saying praise to Tiamat for some foolish reason.
And is there a signal for you and your client to rebel?
About the rebelling part of this, the other elders of the tribe, they wish to postpone any type of involvement along with you. First off, they do not trust you. They have not been around you as I have. And secondly, the Bullywugs and cultists outnumber us, even though we are more fearsome fighters, and we could probably do our fair share of damage to both the cult and the Bullywugs. It is you, for the most part, that are going to have to determine what you want to do. If you want to stay here, you will have free reign of the castle. You are now cultist. But, from what I can tell you, they praise Tiamat, and you will find Resmir in the castle. You will also find Draumor in the castle, and you will find the leader of the Bullywugs. You will find Spattergoo. They all dwell in the castle at night. The early part of the evening, that is.
So Krivgar, ask him if we're supposed to know Draconic. Am I supposed to be nodding along, or does everybody know Draconic, or is it kind of a mixed bag? Ask him that.
I pretty much relay that message to him.
He relays back to you, Krivgar, that no, that
The cultists usually speak in a common tongue. But there are also cultists that, there are several dwarves, there are several elves, and there is even several drow inside, along with every other race you could imagine.
So a mixed bag.
But
Oh my
it
gosh,
is
there's elves that worship a dragon?
primarily humans. It is primarily humans.
Well, that's also...
So by all means, if you want to fight your way in, which is what I strongly disagree that you do, if you do decide to do that, my people and I will not be able to help you, and the ones inside of the castle will probably fight to the death.
So if fighting does break out in the castle, the ones inside won't know that we're kind of on your side here.
We've sent messengers inside, but to eliminate the rouse of suspicion, they will have to fight you. Because the other elders in my tribe, they do not want to intervene with you trying to dispose of the others. But the loot that you seek is in that castle. That's why I think you are here for the loot, are you not?
Well, for that and to destroy this cult. More importantly, investigate it.
It is Dralmor who you seek. Dralmor has quarters on the second and third level of the castle. There is 3 levels. And there is also a cavern system beneath, where the Bullywugs breed their filthy frogs. Their wretched, stinky,
Ew.
slimy frogs.
That cannot sound pleasant.
Plus, the first part of their name is Bully, so you know that they're not good. They're bulliers.
They are weak, but they have numbers.
Well, I'm
My
ready.
friends,
I'm jazzed.
I will leave you. I wish you luck.
Wait. Is
I
there
hope
gonna
you
be some
find
kind of a
what you
high
were
sign?
looking for. A high sign?
I mean,
what is
is-
this, elf?
I
I
wanna
mean,
know.
human. You
I
look,
mean, I'm
you look like a
translating through
human.
Krivgar or
Yes.
somebody, but I need to know if there's some kind of a signal we can give this guy when we're ready to reveal things, or is there some kind of a signal to let his team know we're the team that's good people? I'm looking for that signal.
You idiot, there are no good people here. They're all cultists and bullywugs. Us Lizardfolk, we are the only good people here. Stick
So
your
tell
hand
me-
out. Stick
All
your
right.
hand out, holy man.
All right, put my hand out.
So
You're not
he-
gonna slap it, are you?
No,
Yes, I want to imitate what the woman was doing with the dragonborn.
Ah, sweet. Well, fist bump. Let's make it happen.
So, as you stick your hand out, he grabs your hand and does some kind of shake. And then he tells you, relaying this through Krivgar, of course,
This is what the cultists do when they greet one another.
and they, basically stick their hand out and kind of embrace one another, and that's what they do. I mean,
So it's
you
like a
can't
fist
explain
bump
it.
with an explosion
It-
at the end.
No, get the goddamn fist bumps out of the game, because that is like ridiculously stupid. So, much like never mind. But no, there's no damn fist bumps in this game. Not right now. Maybe the cultists will do fist bumps inside the game. I don't know. So, I don't know. No, but there are no fist bumps. But anyway, it's just a greetings that they have. Oh man,
So we just learned the cultist greeting. Good job, guys.
All right, so now we know how to greet the other lizard men if there's, so they know that we're
cultists.
We're the cultists. We're part
Cultists.
of the group. All right, let's head. Let's make it happen.
Alright, Dave, I guess we're heading on it.
All right. Move you over to the Castle Naerytar map.
Whoa. Oh wow, this is a big map.
Yes. All right. So as you guys you get past the lizardmen, and they do look at you as you pass. You can see that there are several locations on the map that you take notice to. First, on your right hand side, you notice that there are several huts. There is a pen with plenty of lizards that are being tamed by the lizardmen, and this is going on even at dusk time / early night. Also on the left, there are several other canoes, and as you guys were talking, you saw several other lizards take more of the crates into the castle. North, you can see several more huts, and you can see, even though you can see some large frogs, and you can see the bullywugs. They are over there training the frogs, and then straight ahead, you can see another large, massive huts where the wall of the castle is, which you cannot see not inside of the wall of the castle, which is right around here. But that's pretty much where you can see. And then you can see that there is a moat around the castle. There's pretty much a moat around just around every castle that
I'm gonna try
that everyone has seen.
All I've got is black on my screen, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
I feel like I'm missing this grand tour.
Sorry, guys.
I should be seeing all this awesome stuff you're talking about.
Sorry, everyone, about that.
I was gonna say, those frogs off of the lift look awful lot like poisonous frogs there.
Trying to give them information on the game, information that they already have, and they're just worried about fist bumping the entire night. When they don't remember anything about the purple robes that they did research for and their uniforms that they took back at the bandit camp and stuff. It's just, I don't know.
I'll let you know when the map loads, but for now it's black and I don't know why it's not loading for me. I'm sorry.
Can you see right now?
Everything's black.
Is anyone else having a problem, or is it just
Nope,
Misty?
I see it
No,
fine.
I'm in good shape.
I'm in good shape.
It's
the
normally
first time
so
tonight.
good.
Well, it's overwhelming. There's so much to this map. There's a buttload.
Yes, it's very large.
But I do like that when you were talking about the lizards on the right-hand side, you were saying that people are in there training them, or what were you saying about the lizards? I mean, I can definitely see those from where I am.
Yeah, this is basically where the lizardmen keep their giant lizards penned, and the wall is about 5 foot high, and there are several shacks inside, and you can see several of the lizardmen basically dragging around the lizards, guiding them with sticks and not beating them or anything. They're just basically training them, as what it appears to be.
Is this pen closed off, like with a gate or something, or
There
is it kind
is.
of open and they're just well trained?
Yeah, there's over here towards the front. There is a gate, even though that is shut, but that is the opening of the cave. Well, of the pen. All right.
So
awesome.
I'm taking a look at some of the lizard men that are training and some of the other people that are around. I want to get a good idea of what their feelings are about us just kind of showing up. Can I make some kind of an insight check to see if they're if they're like alerted, or if it's just like, that we're used to seeing people all the time, and they don't seem that affected?
Sure, you can do that. Also, one more thing about the map is each one of these grids are 20 feet, so there should be, each one has 16 small squares, which is what you guys are at. So the map is accurate, the ruler is accurate, so you guys can measure away and stuff. So, all right, so you walk over you're gonna get closer over there towards the pen, because you are about 30, 40, 50 feet away. So. And plus, it's getting a little dark outside. I would imagine you're probably carrying a torch right now. So,
yeah, absolutely.
I know the Dragonborns are probably going to have to do the same thing. But Misty and Zelos, you guys can see also. It's dim light out. Well, it's very almost to the verge of darkness. So the Dragonborn and Tiberius, you guys are going to need to have to get torches out. And Misty, Zelos, you guys are all right.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and take a torch out and light it, and I move my character up near the wall, and I want to kind of it's about 5 foot, so I'm going to glance over the wall, and I'm going to just kind of see if I can get an idea if this is like a normal occurrence to see people like us, or if or if it's like a surprise. Just give us a chance to run while we're so close to the entrance.
No, you can. What do you wish to say to the lizard folk that are there? I mean, do you want to speak to them or what?
I just want to just look at them and see, make eye contact, and then see if they just ignore me or not, or see if they stop and have a curious look on their face to see, well, why is that guy standing there?
Well, as you're passing by, they do kind of look at you, and they do nod at you. But you had actually also seen, as the other lizardmen were kind of walking away in the different directions, you did see one come over here and kind of alert everyone in the pen here. Probably on possibly who you are. Now, what they told these people, you have no clue.
All right, so I say hail Tiamat, and I'll continue walking.
Okay. You didn't suspect any hostility from you. I mean, they're just steadily training the lizards. That is what they are doing.
Dave, can we tell from this distance if the castle's well lit on the inside?
Yeah, absolutely. As you look forward to the north, you can see all of the portholes have light in them, except for several on the very top third floor. Yeah, those are basically black holes, but there's enough light illuminating out of that place, and plus there's a couple, bigger, larger braziers on the top of like the castle towers that are there. So yeah, it's pretty much illuminating the outside wall of the castle, because the night before you could see it from about 6 to 7 miles away, if you remember that. Now you could see that, and it's basically, and now you're there, it's like, wow, this place is massive.
Yeah. Okay.
So right about this landing area, there's all of the canoes over there on the left, and you can see it as a flowing water. So that's possible chance to get away. There's, as you pass by, you see that there's 3 to 4 oars per boat as well.
Okay. So we can get a couple people in each boat if we need to. I'm going to go ahead and get near the back of this group, as always. And I'll move my guy into kind of marching position back here. And I'm assuming we're moving very slowly and non-threateningly.
Yeah.
And let's move up a little bit and see if we can make our way up to... now, you said there's 3 levels to this, and then the bottom level is like the Bullywug breeding ground. So
there is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm talking to the group. We'll say, hey, guys, what do you want to do? We could go straight down to the Bullywug breeding ground, but, it might be better for us to kind of look around on the top couple of floors first. What's our plan?
Let's look over the ground floor first, and once we've looked it over pretty well, we'll decide if we can get up or get down, whichever is easiest. Remains to be seen.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, and Snapjaw, he goes off and starts to intermix with all of the other lizardfolk.
On the right hand side.
Magus Magoo, thank you very much for the follow, Magus. Yeah,
all right, fantastic.
He just starts to mingle in, and there's a possibility you may. I mean, this place isn't that large, so there's a possibility you may just run into him later too. So.
Okay.
But like you said, this is the handshake, and praise be unto Tiamat, and that's pretty much it. You'll blend in. He also tells you that there's about one thing that I forgot to tell you, which he would have told you, was there's probably 25 to 35 cultists here also, and Rezmir was here within the last couple days. But Drowmore resides in the castle, and just as does Spattergoo, but he does go as much to say as Spattergoo spends more time in the caverns beneath the castle, because he oversees a lot of the breeding process for the Bullywugs. He wants to basically make sure that their numbers are always consistently rising.
And who is Drowmore again, please?
Drowmore is the cultist that Rezmir has put in charge of Castle Naerytar.
Very good.
Drowmore born grey.
Yes. Drowmore, born
All right,
gray.
so let's. So there's three big people here. I mean, Splattergoo, Drowmore, and then potentially Resmir. So let's start hoofing it, guys, towards the actual castle itself, and let's see if we can get in there and taking a look around.
And Drowmore is also one of these wearers of the purple robe.
Oh.
Magus Magoo,
This is
thank you.
a-
And Zach Wookie, Baljack,
We're trying to get in and get information about their
Aurelius,
current
inmates,
plans and
Krob,
whereabouts and whatnot. Is that correct, or are we looking
Cuvoid,
for specific objects?
Starwalker Studios. That's up to you guys. But
I say we get as much information as possible, but if we can,
Walrus, Cigar
if we can
Bosks,
stop something,
Void
let's stop
Traveler,
something.
Mantle
I mean, obviously, if
173, Escape
Resmir is this
Classic.
big, humongous person in charge of this entire operation, if we have the chance to gank her, I say we do it.
Legend of Brian, Berg Turdler,
Saying
nice
it
name.
all out loud.
Mr. Boudidley, Pagan Blood, Mike Perry, and
There,
Silence
here.
But Golden. Thank you very much for the follows.
I also like the idea of sowing the seeds of discontent between the Lizardmen and the Bullywugs. So anytime we can get the chance to get these guys fighting each other, I think we need to do it. Like, if we can somehow convince Bullywugs that the Lizardmen are talking trash to them, or vice versa, they already have this hate towards each other. That might do well for us. And being where we are, and they think we're cultists and kind of neutral, we might be in a good position to sow some of that discontent. So just keep that in mind as we talk to people. That's my 2 cents.
Snapjaw he showed absolutely no love. He showed nothing but hate for the Bullywug. Because, their leader, Spattergoo, killed Suncaller. Basically assassinated the Lizardfolk leader. So they have no love towards the Bullywugs. They were pretty much the right hand of the cultist here in the mirror until the Bullywug came along, and now they've been basically reduced to laborers. And the Lizardmen absolutely do not like that. They were here first, so that's pretty much how they feel about things here.
Yeah, I kind of gleaned that from the way that he was, his actions and the way he was talking towards the disgusting Bullywugs, and so I feel like that's a good card for us to play.
Meantime, I'm looking back and say,
Who are we
Hurry up.
missing?
Wolf, wake up. Wake up.
Where did you guys move up to?
North.
You must be playing World of Warcraft.
Moved up to the east side, buddy.
So on your left-hand side, you see a bunch of longhouses, and the longhouses here are made from reed-bound into long, thick bundles and bent into upside-down U-shaped rows and held on by these same types of ribs holding everything together. Now, the spaces
What kind
between
of
the
creatures
ribs...
are we seeing to the left?
I'll get to that in just a second. So, all of these spaces between the ribs are latticed and thatched with more reeds, and each longhouse is a single woven door in the center of one end. And all that you can see, all of these creatures are giant frogs. The bullywugs, you can see several bullywugs moving around inside of the tents, and it seems to be probably several dozen bullywugs that are inside of these tents. Because like I said, all of these tents are basically open, so you can see inside of these tents, and you can see bullywugs. It seems like they've got cooking pots. A little bit of smoke is coming up through the center of these reed tents and whatnot. But all of these creatures are definitely giant frogs. These are like the biggest frogs that you've ever seen in your lives.
So are these bullywugs? Are they like dressed up with like swords or
Absolutely,
things like that?
they have
are they like,
spears. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah,
I was
they
wanting to
are.
know if they were like a family. Yep. Okay, excellent.
Thank you, Lord. Appreciate it.
So
These are bullywugs that we're looking at.
yeah. And
those are
walking around.
the frogs. No, the bullywugs are inside the tents. The bullywugs are inside the tents. They're like a frog type of people. They're basically walking bipedal frogmen. That's what the bullywugs are. Now, the lizardmen, they're the lizards, and those were outside. They were still outside training the giant lizards.
So are these frogs like mounts to them or something? Riding mounts?
These things
I
look
believe they're
like
humanoid.
they are. Yeah, but these things are pretty big, but they don't look to be large enough to ride. Now, you did notice overall at the lizard stables, you did notice that you saw some saddle gear, up on the the fence that kind of bordered the entire the fencing. There were several saddles on there. You could see lidles and leather
That would have
saddles.
been cool.
That would probably they would. Oh yeah, it looks like they probably definitely ride the lizards once they're probably trained properly. But these no, because you can see the bullywugs inside the tents. They're about 5 feet tall, and the frogs here are definitely too small for them to ride.
Do we
So
have
it's
any
interesting
sense of
that-
how many bullywugs are here in the 10th city?
Yep, there's about a couple dozen probably.
A couple of dozen.
Yeah, it seems like there's about 4 per each one of these reed tents.
So I'm going to go ahead and continue moving north, but I do think it's interesting that the lizardmen have giant lizards and the frog people have giant frogs. Let's see what happens with the cultists.
It's a battle of the cold-blooded, people.
So as you start to get close to the castle, you can see that there is inside of the castle is definitely lit. The interior is lit. Like I said, all of the probably arrow ports that are around the lower levels of the castle and the second level. Also, light coming out of all of those portholes on the side of the castle. To your north, you see more of these reed huts with quite a few more bullywugs here and more of these large frogs kind of hopping around, and looks like they're trying to catch the mosquitoes and other flying insects of the night here in the Mirror of Dead Men.
It's really too bad that we're not going to kill the frogs. I could really use some frog eyes for my component pouch.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say that out loud?
Quietly to my companion.
You're darn tootin'! You could use some bullywug eyes because they're pretty tasty, much like the bat wings and just like everything else you're taking off of these dead critters.
I did not know you had a desire for frog eyes.
Mostly bat wings. Speaking of which, do you got one you can toss me real quick?
Later.
It's always later with you. One of these days, I tell you. One of these days.
Wolf, pay attention, for Christ's sake. You behind again.
Alright, so as you start to get close to the door, you see several bullywugs, and they're making these sounds, and they kind of stand at attention. And one of them says in a very, very, very broken common,
Ooh, yeah! Ooh, yeah, sir!
Are you blind?
Hail Tiamat.
Tiamat.
Tiamat! Kind of steps to the side.
Then we got to work on your pronunciation.
You knew!
Yep.
Was
I'm
he
just
addressing
walking
that?
past them.
Yeah, so he was addressing that you knew towards anyone in particular, or was he just
All of
commenting
you.
that?
Just in general, all of you guys.
Okay. So I don't make eye contact. I kind of stare at the ground, and I just walk forward.
Okay, so as you enter, this is a barbican basically, and this looks like a primary defensive position for the castle. As you were looking around the moat, the front gate, the front door had the gate up. So this is pretty much looks like the only entrance from what you guys had seen walking in the front. And as you guys come into this barbican, it is definitely heavily defended with a dozen of these bullywugs that are kind of just kind of walking around and sitting, and several of them are trying to slurp up flies and mosquitoes that are flying around inside this place. and they're basically paying you no attention, but several of them do look at you and kind of get a chuckle.
Dave, can you do a history check about what I know of bullywugs?
Sure. You know, for one reason, for one thing, that they stink like utter crap. Because as soon as you walk in here, you are just blasted with this horrible
It'll knock your
stench.
nose off.
Oh, it's horrible.
Good thing we have these masks on, eh?
Yeah, you don't remember anything about bullywugs. The only thing you remember about them is they're like basically like a frog creature that lives in the swamp, and you know that they walk on two legs. That's about it. And in fact, you even think they're kind of just like lizard men.
What's the difference? They're both reptiles.
I do the same thing, Maylock. Just the grid is just for
Man, this is
combat.
a long hallway.
Yeah, this is over 100 feet long. Yeah,
So there's a bunch of bullywugs in this area as well as we come in.
yeah, there's a lot of mud on the floor. I mean, you can, a lot of sloppy mud covering the stone floor. You can see that there's planks kind of laying over this mud, probably to keep the cultists' feet dry. And you can see that this chamber does go north. It looks like a causeway.
Guys, let's head north. I don't want to
What
go
are the
upstairs
stairs
yet.
doing? Are they going up or down?
The stairs, they go up.
Yeah.
The stairs definitely go up.
But if you're up the stairs, they also go back down. Just FYI.
What goes up must come down.
That's right.
Shindig,
So let's
thanks
start
for the
heading
follow,
north and
Shindig.
check out
Appreciate
this hall,
it.
you guys.
Sorry for the
Now,
late.
Dave, earlier, did I
thank
see
you. but
alligators
thank
in
you.
the moat?
You do. As you're looking out the palisade, well, as soon as you're looking out of these, these are definitely defensive positions during this in this causeway that they would fire arrows, throw boulders. You can see that there's several piles of boulders in front of this to where you can, throw the boulders at anyone trying to take the keep. But yeah, you see alligators. You see quite a few of them, probably a half dozen on each side. And this 180 feet causeway basically looks like it leads to the main part of the castle. There's
As
no
we walk
roof. It's open air up above you. Yes, Misty?
As we walk through the building so far, are there any walls or things that seem a bit out of place? I'm mostly looking for exits that we may be able to use in a hurry. So I'm trying to see if there's anything that looks like it could serve as a safe exit.
You could definitely jump out of these. Hold on one second, guys. You could definitely jump out of all of these. The defensive, basically the holes in the walls in this long causeway. You could jump out of there. They're probably about 8 feet wide. Some of them are probably 8 feet wide. Some of them are closer to 5. But I mean, you're going to have
What would the landing be like?
You'd be landing in the swamp, but then you got to deal with the alligators because there are alligators on each side of this, on each side of the causeway.
Well, that doesn't sound like a very safe exit.
No.
What about the alcoves?
The alcoves, they're basically just filled with more rocks. There's some makeshift arrows, a couple bows. None of them are in good condition at all. None of them would, and you get a glimpse of these guy, and you just kind of laugh like, man, this isn't going to hit the broadside of a barn standing 3 feet away. So.
And this is an open open area, so the lighting situation is about the same as it was outside. I have my torch to see around.
It is. No, you can put the torch out now because it is definitely bright light inside here. There are basically sconces on the wall with torches, burning. So you can put you can definitely put the torch out.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and do that. Let's continue. I'm kind of following the Dragonborn just in case we get attacked. He can kind of spring to it, but I'm also kind of shuffling my feet and walking slow like a cultist would do in my imagination.
All right. So when you get to this large outer ward, you can see that the ground here is now basically just churned into mud, and you can see that there are quite a few bullywugs here, kind of slapping around in the mud. This is a brightly lit area also. And then you can see a couple other areas to the north that you can possibly go into, and you start to see, a room that even has more bullywugs. Kind of looks like maybe a barracks type of area.
So we're on the ground floor, but the main entryway was not a breeding pit. The hallway was not a breeding pit, and this room is not a breeding pit. Is that correct?
Doesn't appear so. No.
I think I remember, and I'm telling Misty this. I said I'll kind of whisper to him. I think I remember somebody saying that the caverns is where the breeding pit is. But you were talking about these guys are rolling around in mud, so this must be the spa room.
Yeah. This is you can see that there used to be a really nice stone tile floor here, and this is all open air as well. And with you can see the stars above you, and this has basically just been, with the encroachment of the water from the Sword Sea, this has just basically been turned into a mud pit. Although more on your side, you can see that there are some really nice stone tiles, and there's a couple boards put down to go to different areas as well, probably by the cultist. But to the north, you can see that there are several other areas that have more bullywugs in them. There's a lot of bullywugs in here so far.
So Silverclaw, we're kind of following you. So you move your guy, and then we'll follow up with our whatever way you want to go, and then we'll make it act like that's how we had it planned all along.
Dave, as I pass this room, I'll kind of give it a quick glance because I see something here at the bottom.
This room to the south?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, absolutely. You kind of look in here, and this appears to be maybe I don't know, it kind of looks like a sleeping chamber, or maybe I don't know. It doesn't. You just really can't see that well inside, but it looks to be a pretty clear area. I mean, you can see that there's a couple doors that are going to the south, but there's really nothing. I mean, it could be a sleeping area, but you do notice that the water hasn't gotten into this room. This is actually pretty well taken care of.
Okay. Now
Hail
the stairs
Tiamat.
I see. The stairs that I see, are they going up or down?
Those stairs, I believe, are going up.
Okay.
Yeah, you can barely see a staircase, and what it looks like it's going up. And this is a brightly lit room also, but you don't see anyone inside.
Okay. From my angle, it looks like I'm seeing people off to the lower left here, so that's where I'm going.
Alright! Praise the Tiamat!
Yeah, I think we'll be saying the same thing. Praise Tiamat periodically.
Oh my god.
I won't bother croaking, though.
As you walk by this room here, you're seeing a couple men, humans, cooking. So you could smell a pretty good smell coming out of the room compared to the other parts of the castle. It's you can see several men inside cooking, and one turns around as he's walking back over to the corner and kind of nods to you as you're walking past.
I'll nod back to him. But let's follow this guy. I'll whisper to Misty.
Hello.
Let's follow this guy.
Okay, so as you come to the next room, everyone comes to the next room. You kind of startle a few people, and you can see that the cultists definitely probably eat their meals in here, because there is a massive, almost 30-foot long table, and on this table there are plates of food. There's cups for drinking, but the first thing out of the first thing that you notice, piles and piles and piles of treasure. And you can see quite a few cultists in here also. And what you can see that all of these cultists are in their black robes, but they do not have their mask on. And then the cultist here turns around. The one directly in front of you, you kind of startled him. Actually, both of these guys turn around and say, "Ah, praise be unto Tiamat! You must be the new recruits!"
Yes, we are.
Come in!
And I guess I'm going to take my mask off as I'm entering this, since no one else is wearing the bloody mask.
Okay, so you take your mask off. I'm going to do a quick perception check real quick. 1 second. I'm going to see if anyone recognizes these guys.
It's been a while since we've taken showers.
As
sure we look pretty,
part of the
muddy
invading
compared
group
to
back
last
at the
time.
bandit
Trying to enter
bandit
our
cap.
cultist camp looking fresh as rain.
Close.
Maybe the mud will serve as a
I was
good,
gonna do it as a
additional
20.
disguise.
Hey, you're the one who trekked through mud and stuff.
I
There
sure
are
did.
so many piles of gold, platinum, electrum. There are scrolls. There are pieces of jewelry. There are piles of gems. This is the most money that you've ever seen before in your lives. Well, Zelos and Misty, you can see a portion of it, but not all of it.
So are the other people kind of just ignoring it, or are they counting it? What's going on?
They're kind of, they're counting it, putting in piles of coins, and as you walk in to your right, as you guys are moving into the room, you can see in the southwestern corner of the room, this looks like a place where they are building crates.
Okay.
Looks like this is where they're building the crates and actually putting everything into these crates. And you can see that there are a whole stack of crates along the wall also.
They didn't arrive here in crates. They're actually building the crates here.
Yes. Yeah,
Ship the treasure out,
you see,
most
yeah,
likely.
you do see some other crates where all the stuff comes in, but they actually break those apart to get those open, and basically they're making more crates and putting everything. Looks like they're putting, because this guy over here just gets done building a crate and walks it over to the table, and these guys just take gobs of just double handfuls of jewelry and just starts throwing it into the boxes, and then they take some spikes and tap a lid on it, and then they just throw it on the wall with the rest of the crates.
So I'm thinking to myself, so this isn't the final destination for all the treasure then.
Possibly doesn't look like it, does it?
Could be just a staging area.
So where are you from, recruits?
Down south.
And he sticks his hand out. To shake.
And I grab it and do the handshake that was shown to us by Snapjaw.
Okay, so he does. He retorts and says,
You're a little shaky on that, but by the time that you leave us and go to your final destination, you'll learn the handshake good enough.
We weren't told about anything about...
So where are you new recruits from?
To the south, near Greenest.
Greenest, ha 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 ha. Poor Greenest. Yeah, I remember ransacking that place several months back. People were screaming for their lives. It was so grand. Praise to Tiamat! And he turns around and
All hail Tiamat.
he starts counting all of the treasure on the table again.
Make yourselves at home. I'm sure you'll find the accommodations suitable. As if it doesn't stink from bullywugs.
Was there food? I heard food earlier. Smelled food.
Yeah, there's food in the next room. Go ahead and grab you some. If there's any left, we've already ate, but I'm sure you'll probably find something.
Thank you.
They'll take care of you in there. Yep.
I'm kind of looking.
And all
over
these guys
this.
are moving around too. Just because of the miniatures aren't moving, they're all moving around.
Yeah. Dave, I'm kind of taking a look around at the pile, sort of getting an eye for what's on there besides gold and platinum.
Oh, daggers, swords. There's a chest with a bunch of different weapons sticking out of it. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here, man.
Can I tell if any of the swords are magical?
They're all beautiful. They all have etchings on them. Sure, if you want to stop and cast detect magic, I'm sure they would love that.
No, I'm just kind of gonna sort of look at them a little bit and just sort of move on and grab some food.
Okay. Sure, you can.
Just sort
you
of
can
a
grab
passing
loot.
looking.
You can grab some food. Don't grab loot, but grab some food. Yeah.
Yeah, don't grab loot. I want to tell you right now. I don't think that's a smart move.
No. And you can hear these. One guy says, "Hurry up and get this ready to transport these out."
And as I'm eating, Dave,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask. So, where is our final destination? I haven't been told yet. It's all been hush hush.
What? You should have been given your orders already.
Yeah, we were kind of made quick. There's some group of 3 that were tracking us down, and our person was making a rush to get everything done and finished and get out of there.
Okay, give me a deception check against my insight.
Oh shit.
Do you have some bonuses? I know we got.
You got a boon.
Okay, so 7.
The guy does say, you were supposed to have your orders. Where did you say you were from again?
To the south, near Greenest.
And he points towards the other Dragonborn. And where were you from?
From the south too.
Just from the south? No town? Were you raised in the woods?
I did a lot of traveling, so mostly from the south.
He looks at you, Misty. And where are you from? Where are you from?
I was recruited down south with these things. I glance at the Dragonborn. And they speak true. We were rushed to get here, and we did not get all of our orders completely straight.
Who rushed you
on our
here?
way. The circumstances. There was fighting, and they told us it was better we hurry and we can find out when we arrive. So we were hoping we could find out from you.
And who gave you these orders?
Our commander. He is dead now.
Who was your commander? And you can see all of these other cultists starting to come up here, listening to the conversation, of course,
What's the name of one of the dead commanders we've killed?
There was a
Half dragon that started with a L. Lasana?
Landragosa.
Landragosa, that was it.
Landradrosa? You were part of Landradrosa's company?
Well, towards the end, yes, we kind of recruited late.
Last thing I heard, they failed miserably. What took you so long to get up here?
You can see why we were so thrown off.
So if Rezmir has been dead for quite a few months now. Why did it take you so long to get to the... I'm not Rezmir, but Landradrosa's been dead for several months now. Why has it taken you so long to get here?
We had to walk and hike and get on some wagon trains to get here. We didn't want to arouse any suspicions trying to get up here.
We are here now, and we are here to work. Do you still want us to, give in for the cult? We've already signed on.
Yes. Yes. Come in. Give me a deception check as well, Misty, please.
Excellent. I'd be happy to.
Kudojo wasn't very convincing with a 6. Yes. Well, you should probably speak for your group of new apprentices, because the Dragonborn here started to raise my suspicion, but when you started speaking of Landradrosa, then I knew that you were part of the cult.
No worries. He's hungry, as are we all. I heard there was food. We are ready to eat.
There will be time. All praise to Tiamat.
And they all say, "Oh, praise to Tiamat!"
All praise
Oh,
to
praise.
And they're back off to packing all this loot up, and eventually.
Out of character.
Yeah,
Dave,
sure.
Out of character, I'm wondering when all the punches getting passed around.
All of the punch for drinks.
Yeah,
Not that
punch.
kind of cult. But I am trying to disguise my voice so they don't recognize me. But
I did a perception roll for that because there were several of the cultists that were at both Greenest and the camp were here, and I did roll a perception check, but none of them recognized you.
wonderful.
By 2, you were lucky.
Oh, they couldn't recognize me.
I was going to swear off rogues forever if they recognized us again.
Oh, jeez.
Dave comes up to us. Hey guys, I heard I got a new campaign going on. You're all gonna wear robes. No.
Unless someone plays a wizard.
All right, so we've managed to position ourselves well. We can definitely overhear what's going on. I'm assuming at this point we'd definitely be paying attention to our surroundings and trying to gather as much information as we can and get ourselves set up with these cultists.
Mm-hmm.
Plus,
Yeah.
I'm eating porridge.
Yeah, they basically tell you that your sleeping quarters will be up on the second level, and you're basically going to be staying on the most eastern end of the castle with the other recruits and the journeymen of the
And
cult
we can
as
make
well.
small talk, asking how they deal with all this bully smug smell.
Well, we just have to deal with it. These things stink. The lizardmen don't stink nearly as bad as the bullywugs, though.
Sure, Sanders, that's cool.
Indeed.
So,
Well,
wow.
this is a smell I will not forget anytime soon.
Sanders wants to. Oh, actually, he can't do that because we've already done one boon. So, yeah, Sanders was wanting to buy a reroll on any failed check by the cultist. Wow.
Sanders,
Wow.
I believe that
Sanders,
you
you're
are
a
going to be the person I buy all of my monster boons for.
All right, time
Never
to
play
DDoS Sanders.
And Sanders goes on the list. No.
Added to the list.
Nice. All right, so what are you guys
Jojo's
doing?
death list.
Seems like they're starting to kind of wrap things up here, and looks like they're starting to finish up boxing all of this treasure. And like I said, there are a lot of crates of loot. There is a lot of you guys, your mouths are watering because you are, hearty adventurers. This is definitely right up your alley.
I put my health before my wealth.
Oh, nice. All right, so what does the party want to do? Do you want to converse with these?
I whisked over whisper over to Misty to tell her to ask where the final destination is.
Indeed.
So that way we know.
I figured rather than trying to repeat it and raise suspicion like before, it'd be best to try and get that sort of information through small talk. Looks like we have a pretty good opportunity just in general to have small talk and try to get information without directly asking it. But is that a good assumption to make, Dave, for this room?
That's not up to me. That is up to you, and if you want to find out one way or another, that choice is up to you. But yeah, you were never informed of, and they never mentioned anything on where this is going. All they said was, get ready for the next transport for the goods. And there's also some other stuff that's thrown to the side that looks like it's of a lot lesser quality, and you can hear one of them say, "Box up that stuff for the lizardmen and the bullywugs, and give them that crap to keep them off of our backs for a couple days."
I guess they're the mounts now.
But it looks
Were
like
they
they're
talking to us, or were they just talking
no,
to each
just
other?
general talk between amongst themselves. There is towards the eastern end of the table. There's a bunch of crap on the table that still worth a little bit, but not like the pristine and the prime stuff that they're boxing up in crates. And then the guy that was talking to you, tells a couple of the other guys to grab that stuff, put it into a crate, and give it to the Lizardmen and Bullywug. Basically, give them that crap so they, stay off of our backs for a couple days.
Dave, I'm gonna help move one of the good boxes, and while I'm carrying it over, I'm gonna try and look at it and see if there's any kind of label or anything that would suggest where it's heading off to next.
Doesn't say anything. You don't see any location at all, but it does have the same the cult insignia on it, but you don't see a destination. Good job, though. I do like that. A nice way to be inconspicuous. I do like that. Great job.
Well, in that case,
but no, there's nothing written on there.
So I think maybe I'll put down my porridge after I've eaten, enough to not have to use rations, and maybe I'll talk to the main guy and pick up one of the boxes and then ask him, hey, do you guys need help carrying these out?
Yeah, sure. We'll be taking those out later on tonight. We're going to probably get a little bit of rest for a little bit, and Resmir just left yesterday, so things are a little more at ease around here and not so chop. So after we get this stuff all tagged up, we'll take it down, and then they'll deliver it once the other leaders do with it what they do. That's pretty much what we do. We just package it up and give it to them, and then they take it down into the caverns and do whatever they do. We're not allowed to go down there. The only ones that are supposed to go down there are basically the leaders and also the Bullywugs.
As you can imagine, we're very not looking forward to falling behind again. So we're glad we're here now, and we want to stay on top of things. So if we can be proactive and make sure that we are getting to our next destination correctly, that is something we'd like to do. Would you be able to assist us?
You can assist us by carrying these crates with us, sure.
Wonderful.
They're gonna slip eventually. I
Well,
bet.
since you don't need help right now, and you'll get the rest of them
take a
packed
break.
up, I think maybe we'll go up and hit our sleeping area and take a nap, and then we'll come down and help you guys move it the rest of the way.
All right.
Which way exactly would that be? I'm kind of turned around in this gigantic castle.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I need to look. This is a pretty massive area, so I need to double check something.
And no problem. You can look up at your map. I'm a little woozy from all the bullywug smell anyway.
Are ya?
Yeah. I raised tadpoles, so I know how bad frogs can smell. When I was a little kid.
Yeah, you're basically going to go up. And basically they're directing you to go out this door over here. You just go down. Just come over here. This guy's been talking to you. Comes over here and points down the hallway. You just go into that castle, go into the tower, and then just kind of walk up, and you'll meet the others.
No, excellent. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. All right, guys, let's wrap it up in here. Let's get this break out of the way. And they're all saying, yeah, we get a break.
One guy says, yeah, it sucks counting all of this treasure.
David, can I pick off one of the wee ones who looks like they would get lost in a drink?
What do you mean what do you want to,
sorry.
pick off one as in like kill him?
No, role-playing action-wise, to get more information, does anyone look like they would be well lost in a drink? Someone that I could pick out that we could...
About half of these grovelers probably would.
Oh, so chances are good we'd get one. Okay. Do they go somewhere else? Is there is there a bar near here, or do you simply drink where you eat?
A bar? We just drink. We just drink, woman. Hey, how'd you get into the cult anyway? They usually don't allow women in.
Do you really want to know?
Yeah, I want to know.
I killed the man they recruited.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to ask. Hey, welcome aboard.
Yes. You probably don't want to ask further.
Where are you from? You got a funny accent.
The Deep South.
The Deep South, huh?
You know, the Green Nest area.
I'm actually from around Greenest, and they don't talk like that. It's interesting.
No, it's where my family's from. We were, well, when I had a family, refugees.
Alright, so these guys start packaging up the rest. He says, well, anyways, sucks about the other recruit you killed to get in, but was that the only way that you could get in?
I'm sorry, come again?
Was that the only way that you could get in, was to kill the man?
Oh, the commander was amused. I challenged and I killed his latest recruit.
She's from
He said that that's what I
Arstotzka.
had to do, so I did.
You must be from way down south, around Arstotzka.
My family was from the region, yes. I did not grow up there.
That's papers, please. Alright, well, we're gonna go grab some drinks. You guys go to your rooms, get all your things put away, and meet the others, and we'll be getting with you.
Aye. Hail Tiamat.
Yep.
Hail Tiamat.
Praise Tiamat. Glory to Arstotzka. You know what Arstotzka is?
Arstotzka?
That's Papers, Please. That video game, Papers, Please.
Ah, Papers,
Oh,
Please.
yeah.
Nick.
Yeah, next. So Arstotzka is in the very, very southern portion of the Forgotten Realms now.
Very, very south. Very deep. No, go further. Go further.
Alright, so what are you guys doing? These guys are starting to, finish packing all of this stuff up, and, you got one guy with a piece of parchment kind of writing numbers on all of the crates. Just in common.
Dave, I'm heading north.
1 or 2, 3.
Trying to find the... No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No problem. That's all I was saying.
Oh, I was just saying, I'm heading north, trying to find the area where we can bed down. I mean,
Yep.
I still kind of feel like I'd love to be able to take a rest and get back my spell slots just in case there's a problem. I kind of feel weak. I want to kind of power up a little bit. So even if we can find a place to get some rest, I'm really good for that too.
Little power up, yeah. You can
Little
see
power
that. He was pointing you in this direction right here, and as you kind of move around, you'll see that there's a stairwell that ascends up.
So Wormfood, just wanted to point out, this is why warlocks are the superior class. I take a 5-minute break, chug a beer, and my spell slots are back. Booyah.
Yes, that's perfect.
Oh, good lord, what's that up north?
And how again did you heal people when they needed it? Oh yeah, you fireballed them.
I
Got it.
heal with my fists. My
That's
magical fists.
There's a little healing punch going on there.
Dave, I can see this green little whelp up top. What is that?
Yeah. It looks to be one of those guard drakes that you have seen. Those guard drakes that you... Yeah, it seems like it's a guard drake. You can see several of them walking around up there.
I wonder what they're guarding.
Bard.
I don't know. Why don't you go be nosy and find out?
What? Huh? What?
Are you alright, Storm? Are you with us? You falling asleep?
Yeah.
Do you want to take
He's
off,
hiding
man?
out.
You can take
Okay,
off, man, if you need to go. If you need to get some sleep, go for it, man.
No, just doing other things while I'm listening and trying to think of what to say.
All right.
Well, Dave, I say we head upstairs. Maybe we can take a look at where you guys. I'm talking to the group here. Maybe we can find a place to bed down and kind of recoup a little bit, and then we can come back down and investigate the place. What do you think?
Sounds good.
I
Go
think
upstairs. Go to the east.
Let's get our spell slots back. Or, I mean, your spell slots back.
Yeah, you can see another room as well over here. But yeah, this is this unused chamber is basically wet, moldy, but it's not flooded or anything, and it doesn't look like it's being used for anything. There's a lot of giant centipedes running around. I mean, they're not aggressive in any fashion. Just
And I'm out
hundreds
of
and
there.
hundreds and hundreds of centipedes.
No, not that.
You have the choices. You can actually stay here as
Mukade?
Hmm?
They look like Mukade? Are they really big?
No, they're just they're probably about 3-4 inches long, and all of a sudden the guy that you were talking to comes back around a corner, and he says, "Oh, hey, before you go up, you could probably stay down here. There's probably a little more room down here for you, but the only thing is you're gonna have to kill all of the centipedes in this room. Not this one, but the room down to the south that I'll show you. It's a little bit more drier, and it definitely has a lot of centipedes in it, but you can have that one. I think if we put you upstairs, everybody's gonna get pissed off, and everything's gonna be too cluttered up there. So you guys may want to probably just stay down here. I'll show you where to go. Come on, guys, follow me." Show him the staircase.
That avatar looks familiar.
This one? I don't think I've used it in any of my games. Oh, that one?
And that one.
Yeah, that one's Storm.
Yeah, Storm, that
The
was
old
yours
Storm.
back at Pathfinder.
Well, the other one.
4.
Yeah, it was Dean. That's right. It was Essentials. Yeah. So as you guys come into this room, he goes, "Yeah, you guys come over here," and he walks over to this room, and this room definitely is a lot more dry. It's unused. It doesn't have any boxes, but I mean, it's still, the walls look a little wet and moldy, but the floor is still crawling with these centipedes. But with a little bit of time, you could probably get this place cleaned up and actually have a pretty nice area to stay in. I mean, you're gonna have to sleep on the floor, but everybody else is probably sleeping on the floor too. So
Dave,
we got
do
our
these
backpacks.
stairs go up or down?
those stairs, though, let me see. Looks like those stairs actually go down.
Telepathically. Oh, Crib Claw.
Yeah, what do you want?
I have your favorite snack.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood right now because you're always leaving me hanging. You're always
You bet
asking
your
for
my
favors.
Rosam. I'll even sprinkle some petrified bat wings on them for you.
Yeah, I guess. Give me a little while. I'll take care of it for you.
Wait a second.
When it's safe to do so, Crib Claw can hunt some centipedes.
All right, he starts mowing down on these centipedes. I mean, there's hundreds of them in here. I mean, he's not going to be able to take care of all of them, but he's definitely going to help you guys out, get this place cleaned up. So,
Dave, I sort of take out my swords and just start slicing up the centipedes.
these little couple-inch long centipedes, sure, now you're really making a mess.
Can I do a history check? Is there any sort of scent that centipedes don't like?
No, Not that you know of, no.
But you did learn that they got lots of legs.
They like
things.
wet, moldy places, so that's probably why they're all here. And you can see that they're kind of crawling up through these two defensive, archer holes, whatever they call them.
So is there something we could dump on there, like maybe
Portholes,
some
I
oil
guess.
from something we could dump on there, like maybe some oil or something, and keep them away from coming up?
Sure, yeah, you could do that. Yeah,
I'll go ahead and make a little
definitely
space
do
for
that.
myself.
Okay, yeah,
I'll dump
sure.
some oil in there, stomp myself a little spot to lay down, pull out my bedroll, and unfurl that.
Okay. So the other cultist, he tells you they'll get with you later, and if you need anything, just where the kitchen's at. Arrow loops,
Thank you.
thanks,
I appreciate
Malok.
all your help.
Malok said that they were called arrow loops. So there we go. Or Trenchant is calling them murder holes.
Murder hole. That's good.
Murder hole.
Omni's calling them crenulation. All right, so I guess you guys are probably getting a torch and getting all of this stuff cleaned up, all of the centipedes out of there. Well, it takes you probably about a half an hour, but you're able to do so. Criffclaw says, I'm going to sleep. I'll see you later.
I do want to roast a couple of centipedes for myself, seeing that they're not poisonous. They make good protein snacks. Kind of like jerky.
Whoa. All right.
Ever had a centipede, Dave?
Can't say that I have, Misty.
They're pretty crunchy. They're really actually quite yummy.
Have you had one?
Well, I had a mealworm that was roasted. That was pretty good. It's very similar.
Let me ask you,
Oh, disgusting.
how drunk were you when you ate this creature?
Dude, it was covered in caramel. at the
Rimlandar,
time.
thank you very much, Rimlandar, for the follow. Appreciate it. So you
Meaning I
were
wasn't drunk
you were
at all.
sober? Wow.
I was completely sober.
I'm taking my headset off now.
Wow.
Don't judge me. It was good.
You
It
said
sounds
caramel,
disgusting.
huh? If it had enough caramel, I'm a connoisseur of caramel. I love caramel, so I'd probably eat one. Why not?
That's kind of why I said yeah. I was like, caramel. Put caramel on anything. Sure. I mean, like other people
Yeah.
are eating them. Why not?
I love caramel. Yeah. Especially
Meals
that
aren't bad.
liquid hot magma caramel from McDonald's. Oh, I love that stuff.
I don't know what kind of McDonald's you got, but
I'll say,
I want.
can you hook me up with an extra squirt of that caramel juice in my sundae, please? They're like, sure. Thanks. Dynamite vacancy.
All
Thanks
right,
for
all
the
right,
follow.
Misty's food fetishes aside, we clear out the area, we get prepared to sleep, we get some spells back.
Okay. You guys want to take a long rest then, right?
I
Absolutely.
see
Okay.
no
Yes,
reason
long
why
rest.
not.
Okay. You guys can get a long rest. And when you wake up, the sun is starting to come up. That sounds good.
And
Caramel
we
covered-
already
Caramel
figured out
covered
when we're
bacon.
gonna
Wow,
do the
nice.
transport, so we're not like gonna oversleep or anything. We're well aware of when they're moving out.
Mr. Cryos, thank you very much for the follow. All right, yeah, when you wake up, basically, like I said, the sun is now starting to come up, and the sounds of the crickets have subsided.
Dave, as I'm getting up, I'm going to put the robe back on, and I'm going to put the hood up, but not the mask, if there is a hood.
Okay,
The
sure.
robes.
Yeah, you've seen several of the others in here. They also had their hood up, but nobody was wearing a mask.
Well, I'm gonna pack up my bedroll, and guys, let's start taking a look around now that we're back to full strength.
So you guys can leave your stuff in here. This is your living quarters now.
Okay, so I'll drop my
For a little while.
backpack that includes
I think it would-
my Yeah, I don't want to leave everything, but yeah, I'll drop my backpack and some of the other basic things, but I'll keep my rope.
I'm gonna pull a Mystaria with my Misty and be like, I don't leave anything of value anywhere. I don't care if people are here. No. So within reason, I carry my items with me. If it's not valuable but it's bulky, yeah, I could leave it here. But otherwise, it comes with me.
I agree. I'm not leaving anything valuable. All right, so let's Misty, let's go out of here and let's take a look around. Now maybe we can take a look at those lizards, those fighting lizards or guarding lizards.
I can walk around fairly quietly. I'm fairly sneaky without necessarily coming off across as I am trying to sneak. So I can be fairly quiet when I want to be. I mean, I can be very quiet if you would need me to be.
Yeah, I absolutely can't. I'm walking around with chainmail, but it's still not so. I'm not so great at the stealthing.
You're looks like the crew's back at it again with a fresh supply of treasure being separated on the table.
Let us help with the separations. I'm sure they could use the extra hand.
So what took you guys so long?
This one, I point at one of the dragonkin. He snores.
Well, you better not let Draw Moore see you be late. Probably have your hide.
I thought you were going to wake us up. I told you how I did not want to be late anymore.
I'm not your babysitter.
Ah.
I show up for work just like everyone else does around here.
Well, then put us to work. My hands are tired.
The dude, thank you very much for the follow, the dude.
How can I help? How can I sort these?
Alright, so this is what we do. We sort everything. We put the platinum in a pile, we put the gold in a pile, we put the silver in a pile. We usually give the copper, unless it's like a huge amount. We usually give that crap to the lizardmen and to the bullywugs. And all of the other, I'm sorry, don't take this the wrong way, but we usually take all of the little feminine trinkets that would usually be on your dresser. We usually give all that crap to the lizardmen as well, and the bullywugs. But the gems, sort them by what type of gem they are. Any other type of beautiful weapon, or speaking of which, you guys got some pretty nice weapons as well. Are you guys donating that to the one?
This, and I pull out my dagger. It's
Weasel Boy,
not
thanks.
so good looking.
Yeah, that's a piece of crap. You got some pretty nice swords.
These were hard won. So
I
have
see.
no intention of losing them so quickly.
So why did you join the cult if you're not giving up everything to praise Tiamat? That's what we all did.
Praise Tiamat.
These are the lesser items that we have kept after giving up other items. This is how he stays alive.
That's weird, never heard of that before.
No?
Tell you what, when I die, they can take the swords and give them to Tiamat on my behalf.
You are an interesting bunch, to say the least. Just get that treasure separated. Get it in crates, get it boxed up. We'll have another shipment coming in later on today.
How many shipments do you have typically in a day?
About 2 a day. They come from the north, the south, the east, and the west. The lizardmen bring it to us.
We weren't told the actual scale of your organization. Organization? Yeah, I guess it would be.
Operation, I think.
Yeah, operation. So it must be pretty large, this cult. We weren't told much how big it was. We were just told to get up here.
And why did you join the cult? If I might ask you. Why did you join? Why did all of you join?
We saw the light.
I joined for Tiamat.
Praise Tiamat.
Praise Tiamat.
Well, with Tiamat being a dragon god, maybe it's within her powers to make me a full dragon.
Boy, they are.
No
A wild
story.
dream of mine.
Tiamat can make anything happen.
I am attracted to power. This is why I joined the cult.
I like dragons.
And Dave, at this point, I'm going to just break off and just go help sort and try to
Okay.
take mental notes of stuff.
Okay.
See if I can't figure out what regions that they're all from. The
Seems like
items.
they're from, well, the items you can't really tell. The gold's pretty much standard. You can see a lot of this stuff is minted in Waterdeep. You can see most of it's probably made there. In a couple of the other cities, Neverwinter would probably make some currency. That's about it. I mean, for the coins, gems, you can't really tell where they're from. Some of the weapons look elvish, some of them look dwarvish. There's a couple bows that look like they're of elven quality, and then all kinds of jewelry made from all of the races. Beautiful gold combs, hairpins. Then there's other things like dice and little trinkets, like little boxes. All that stuff's thrown on the eastern side of the table, and that's basically the pile that's going towards going to the Bullywugs and the Lizardmen.
So is this the only I'm helping sort, and I just in chat I'm asking the guy, so is this the only place where you're sorting the treasure, or are there other places in the castle that it's doing this that might need our help as well?
This is it, and then it's from what we take, we guess it's taken up north again. So basically, all of the treasure comes here. We process it, and then it goes north.
North?
After we process it, of course. Yes, it goes north.
Should we
Where?
pack our winter parkas?
We don't know.
Oh, you
We're
don't
not
know
supposed
where.
to know. No, we are not supposed to know.
Did Resmir leave with one of these shipments the other day? Or are they not so very often shipments?
Resmir really didn't say anything, just disappeared, and then Dralamore told us that we could be a little more at ease because of the boss was gone for a little while. But
Dralamore
Resmir will
is
be
a
back.
good leader.
Resmir just appears like that and disappears like that.
So you never know when Resmir's going to be here and be gone?
We have no clue. She just comes and goes. That half-dragon is pretty sly, but a very effective leader. Everyone is dedicated to Resmir. We will kill for her.
Oh, yeah,
All
we
hail
all feel the same way.
Tiamat! They all say, all hail Tiamat! That's so good. Alright, so let's take a break real quick, everybody. Alright.
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 Storm, you gonna be okay, bud? You need to head
Yes, I'm
out?
fine. No, I'm fine.
Alright, just checking. I'll see you guys in a few. You alright there, guy?
Use a hard
Yes,
spell.
I am.
I'm awesome, Dave. I'm gonna go chug a Red Bull just in case.
Please do not get any more jacked up than you already
No?
are. No.
Well,
Lord.
it's between Red Bull and then a whole thing of meth. So no, I'm just joking. All right,
gosh.
all right.
Alright.
No Red Bull for me then,
Alright,
Dave.
so what do you guys think? You guys are kind of helping? Alright, everybody,
Helping
we're going to take a
around?
break.
Yeah, we're going to talk to the people around us. I'm going to, people generally speaking around me, I'm going to ask them, what's with the bullywug smell? Do those critters, those bullywugs live in the castle or under the castle or outside the castle? Where are they all?
Yeah, these things live everywhere. These bullywugs, they're in the castle. They're on the second floor of the castle. They're down there in the caverns down below. They're all around out in those little mud huts outside. Those bullywugs are everywhere, and they're just stinking up the whole cotton picking place.
It is. It's an awful stench.
That's all right. You'll get used to it after a couple of days there, rookie.
Why do you even...
Your nose
keep
kind of
them
goes
around?
dead to it, does it?
It sure does.
What can you tell me of the caverns under the castle? Are they huge? Are they small? Have you been down there?
We're forbidden to go down there. We're not allowed to go down there. That is the Bullywugs territory. And of course, if Dramor wants to go down there, he can go down there, or so can Resmir.
Yeah, okay.
Well, you sure do ask a lot of questions. Where are you from? What's your name?
We're from Greenness. My name is Galfa.
You're from Greenest, so how long ago did you leave Greenest?
Oh, about 6 months ago with a caravan of treasure headed north.
What kind of treasure? Where was it going?
Hey, we brought it up and we dropped it off at the Karnoff Roadhouse.
Wow, it took 6 months to get there from... Wow, that's a long time.
It's a long, long road to Greenness.
I don't know about 6 months. It usually took us about 3 months to get up here from Greenest. Well, you guys, where'd you guys stop?
Hey, we stopped in Waterdeep. We stopped in
Did you take a vacation?
all the larger towns, Daggerfall and other places.
Interesting. Yeah, we're not allowed to go down there. You better not go down there. Your tan will be hide. Your hide will be tanned.
Hide'll be 10, okay.
Yeah, I have this problem where I say things backwards all the time.
Repeat after me. Backwards is better.
Backwards is not better. I mean, backwards is better.
You were supposed to say better is backwards.
And you were only supposed to take 3 months on a trip from Greenest, so we're even.
I'd say we took the long road here.
Ah, did you? Unbelievable.
The upper floor of this castle is as big as the lower floor or smaller? And how long have you been here at this castle?
For months. We've been here for months.
For months.
Since we took over the old place here.
Just judging from months, you guys have handled a lot of treasure.
Every day. Just about every day.
So
Look
what
over
keeps
the
the
area.
Bullywugs or the Lizardmen from coming in here with their enormous numbers and just stealing the treasure from you?
Yeah, we would.
I mean, I'm a little nervous about my...
We would kick
I
their
haven't dealt
butts.
a lot with Bullywugs.
The riches are too good, and we would kick their butts. You know, we are skilled fighters, you know. Those hopping frogs, they can't barely hold the spear that they're wielding. Now, the lizardmen, on the other hand, they can fight pretty darn good. They know not to come in here and attempt us, and plus there's a lot more of us here as well. Yeah.
Oh, I've just seen a few. I've seen just in the room and in general about how many people are in this area.
Well, we're pretty much at a maximum right here. This is a crew that sorts and reships all of the treasure. Then we have the cooks next door, and then we have some of the other librarians and scholars of the cult. They're here also.
Ah.
No, that's interesting. I guess it makes me feel a little bit more at ease. I was a little nervous before because, I mean, there's about 16, 17 of us, but wow, there's 24 Bullywugs and another 15.
There's
20.
probably about 200 Bullywugs all around the camp. In the area, that is.
Wow, that's
Probably about
is-
100 lizardmen, Lizardfolk, as they call themselves.
and they all know about Tiamat's word. Praise Tiamat.
They are allied with us. They worship their dragon. Voragam Manthar. He is a dragon out here in the swamp, out here in the mere.
Yeah, we thought we saw him a couple nights ago.
He's a
Flying
pretty
out.
powerful ally that the cult has. Some of this treasure goes to him as well.
Does he sleep here at the castle, or does he have his own?
He has a lair in the
his
marsh somewhere.
Vorgamanthar?
Vorgamanthar. Voragamantthar. Vorag Hamanther.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, no problem.
So does Vorgamanthar have any? I guess
The lizardmen worship him.
and the Bullywugs. Who do they worship?
That's silly. That's Spattergoo, their chieftain.
Spattergoo. He is
a petty magic user, and he tricks all of the other stupid bullywugs into believing that he's powerful. But he has the numbers, and he can help defend off any attackers that we have here at the castle.
Excellent.
Yes, excellent.
Voragmanther, the dragon that we might have seen.
Vorgamantha, yes.
We thought we saw a black dragon. Would that be he?
That is. But don't be mistaken, there was another dragon rider here several days back. She is also one of the purple robes. Her name is Kensa of the North. She rides a black dragon.
And how often does she come to this area? How often does she come to the castle?
She's only been here one time. There was business to be discussed between she and the boss Resmir. And I believe Jarmor was in on that as well.
Oh, good to know. Thank you.
Boy, you new guys sure do ask a lot of questions. But you're pretty
Well-
good workers.
Well, it keeps us sharp from sorting. Plus, we all want to feel safe around all these different kinds of creatures in this castle.
Thank you, Mr. B.C. Walker, for the follow. Thank you.
We trust in Tiamat, but at the same time, I don't want to get eaten by.
I don't want to step on any
bullywug.
toes.
Whoa there, cleric. Hold on. You're putting the platinum in the gold stack. Don't get those in the wrong piles.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm colorblind.
Oh, you weren't killed as an infant?
Yeah, they didn't know it until later.
Oh, Jesus.
Of all the role playing you do for people, Dave, you always, I always end up doing some dumbass thing. That's hilarious. But yeah, as a matter of fact, how big is that platinum stack in relation to everything else?
There's
I think it's almost ready to go out the door.
probably about 400 or 500 platinum.
That's fantastic.
We'll be able to get several full crates of platinum today.
That's a lot of platinum.
It is a lot of platinum.
And Tiamat appreciates all of it. Praise be unto Tiamat.
Yes, praise Tiamat.
Praise Tiamat.
And how exactly does Tiamat use this? Is he does
He!
love the-
That
does
is
she just-
blasphemous.
Tiamat.
She.
Yes, does
Why
Tiamat-
did you join the cult? I need to question you this. You thought Tiamat was a he?
No, I just slurred my words. I'm sorry. I was hit in the head a couple weeks ago, and I'm still dizzy.
You were hit in
So-
the head.
So Tiamat, why does she have a need for all of this gold and platinum and treasure?
For when Tiamat
that I-
rises, we will build armies to take over the entire Sword Coast and just extend into the far out reaches of the lands of Faerun.
out of character. Called it.
That's excellent. Yes, praise Tiamat.
You've much to learn, rookie. But you will catch on. You are a good worker. Just quit putting that platinum in the gold.
Okay, Dave. So I think I can definitely help to to continue stacking up, gold or platinum or whatever. But I'd like to see if there's a way that we can start looking around this area here. So the people that are helping us, do they kind of just sit there like we are all the time and just doing these stacks, or are they kind of going in and out of the
It's like Kathy Lee Gifford's sweatshop. Those kids are like nailed to the chairs. No, I'm just kidding. No, those guys are coming and going all day long.
Okay.
I do have to say, at least he's not putting the platinum or gold into the piles of copper.
Yeah,
Why are you doing that?
Who are you? Why are you putting that
least
gold
I'm not.
into the copper piles?
I said he's not. At least he's not putting the gold or platinum into a pile of copper.
I'm sorry. The gold and copper kind of look alike, and my eyes aren't as good as they used to be. And who are you? You're new here too, aren't you? You're one of the new cultists.
Well, yes, I am.
And what is your name?
I almost want to do that, Dildo Dragons. I'll do a full EXP wipe on everybody for a fire. An inferno.
Who are you? Speak up. Krivgar? Claw? Who are you?
Carl.
Carl?
I'll just say Kelgar.
Keldar. So what is your name? Carl, Keldar?
Kelgar.
Kelgar. And where are you from, Kelgar?
From the south, but like I said to one of the other guys, I mostly traveled a lot, so I didn't really stay in one spot for long.
I see. So you weren't born in a particular city, like Daggerfoot, or maybe Loudwater? You hail from the south?
One second, gotta check something.
Hurry up and open up that character sheet and
That's right.
look at your location.
Well, while he sits there all dumbfounded, I just thought I'd let you know I'm originally from Waterdeep. That's where I heard the
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate.
Took you a long time to answer Baldur's Gate. That's a pretty major city.
Well, like I said, I didn't really stay there for too long. I mostly traveled around. Anything else you want to ask?
No, I'm done with you.
Unbelievable.
I made another stack of platinum, just FYI.
What?
While I was listening to everybody, I've stacked up another 6 platinum pieces.
I
Pretty
say to that guy, like, hey, you just put a piece of platinum in a pile of gold.
Everybody in chat is wanting me to do a full EXP wipe to do a Towering Inferno fire to just TPK everyone.
What?
Oh, this is
But
awesome.
I would rise from the fire, reborn.
Phoenix, huh?
Dave, during the breaks. I
You
guess
guys
we
are
get.
awesome.
I'm just sort of gonna take a walk around the castle to the parts I can walk around to, on the first and second floor. You know, a little bit at a time, and sort of just get a feeling for the layout of the castle. And
Well, the
what
only-
everything is.
Yeah, the only place that you know that you're not supposed to go is downstairs, which is directly right next to your room. You know, those stairs are actually going down. I mean, you didn't,
Yeah.
you know, you did not ask to check to where those stairs went, but
Well,
out of
I
all the
don't
stairs
think-
you've seen, those are the only ones going down so far.
Well, no, I said the first and second floor, Dave.
You guys
Yeah,
are so
wander around,
awesome.
Sort of just take a look and get a feeling for the layout of the castle and where everything is for the first and second floor. Hello.
I'm here. I'm just laughing. I'm sorry. I got everybody chanting "Burn, baby, burn" in the chat.
Screw you,
unbelievable.
Chad. Screw you.
Oh, it's so funny. All right, so Silverclaw, where are you wanting to go? What is everybody else doing as well? You know, this is mid-afternoon. You know, some of the guys are coming and going. You know, most of the work for the morning is done. Looks like they're going to be taking a several-hour break anyway. You know, all of this stuff is basically boxed up.
Yeah, that's what I was asking for earlier. What's if other people were kind of milling in and out, because that's the same thing I wanted to do. I wanted to kind of take a break from stacking now that we have a lot of chance to talking with people, and I want to start looking a little bit around the castle where we can. So I'll follow, I'll follow Silverclaw, and we can take a look around.
Okay. I see
So
Silverclaw.
Silverclaw, where exactly did you want to go? I mean, there's one place where we're not allowed to go. So obviously that sounds like where we should be going.
Well, nowhere in particular. I just sort of want to wander around, see where we can go and can't go, and just get a feeling for where everything is in the castle is.
Yeah, you've seen the cultists. They've been coming and going pretty much through every door of the place.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I mean,
then I'm just gonna look around the castle, just get a feeling for where everything is, and just sort of take note of where everything is, and just sort of just wander around.
All right.
How about everybody else? Are we following Silverclaw, or are we, or Krivgar, or what does everybody else want to do? Misty? Zelos?
I like the idea of sneaking around, but I also kind of want to remain somewhat inconspicuous. They're probably going on break soon, so I'm going to try and, be inconspicuous and look for an opportunity to either follow you guys if it looks like you guys are doing.
I thought Kadoja was just going to come in here fucking swords drawn, just cutting everything down. I thought that's what he was going to do.
All right, that sounds good.
I really did. I
I'm
thought
gonna
they
go
would
ahead
have
and
started
follow,
with the lizardmen out back.
I'll follow Stormwolf, I guess. I'll follow Krivgar.
Yeah, you guys got a long rest too, so you have all your hit points back, and all your features and hit dice heals and all that other good stuff.
So Storm, I'm following you, or are you following me? What's the plan here? I'm up here at the top of the stairs.
I don't even see where you are actually on the map.
I'll move back down.
Okay, I see you now.
All right, let's head out. So you were saying you would wanted to take a look at the upstairs, right? So I thought there was a...
Wait, I didn't say anything about looking upstairs. I think someone else did.
Okay.
But if you want to look upstairs, I'll follow you upstairs.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's take a look around. Let's head upstairs.
Dave, is this the garbage room just to the south of me? I'm in the room with Tiamat here.
Oh yeah, you are. Yeah, next time you're gonna move off like that, kind of let me know. You guys are like all over the place. So, all right, everybody, freeze your tokens. First
Freeze
we'll do you first, Kidojo. You are in what appears to be a temple. Now, when you walk into this room, you can see that this room is pretty clean. You see the altar to the north. It's actually a rather large temple. Well, it's actually a rather large shrine. It's about 15 feet wide and almost 10 foot tall. And there is a massive statue of Tiamat on there, adorned with it's actually made out of wood, but it is hand painted. It doesn't. It's not of a beautiful quality like you had seen back at the. You remember when you were back at the cave and you saw Landradrosa's statue of Tiamat? Well, this is much shoddier. And as you even get closer and look at it even more, the dragon heads actually kind of look like Lizardfolk heads. So you're thinking that this thing was probably carved by the lizardmen, because it has a much stronger resemblance of them compared to Tiamat.
Tiamat, in the image of the lizard.
Happy birthday, Dark Blue Manta. I owe you a birthday song, Blue Manta. Next time I see you, buddy,
go up or down?
I'm singing happy birthday.
Just to the south of me here.
Those stairs go up.
And the room next to the stairs, is that a garbage room or something?
Yeah, it looks like a storeroom gone horribly wrong. It does have a very strong odor in here, and it basically looks like all of the trash is brought in here. Basically, broken stools, barrels, rotted, altar cloths, corroded icons. Looks like it was all dumped in this room, and unfortunately, there's no door on the hinges, so nothing looks to be of value in here. And over here, that you can see some stairs that are going up.
Okay, then we're gonna head back out.
Yeah, I owe you a happy birthday song, bud. Dark Blue Mana.
I'm just gonna explore the first level of the castle, really.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and put your token back here at the shrine, the Tiamat shrine, and I'm gonna go back over to. Looks like Tiberius and Krivgar. You guys are over here. It looks like the stairwell that is going up.
Yes. We want to go ahead and just go up and take a look around.
Yeah, this is the room
You
where
guys
you
want
guys.
Yeah, back up.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys want to go up? Okay.
Yeah, we want to go up. And Misty, the more the better. If we all want to stay together, that's fine. All right. So yeah, let's go take a look upstairs.
Okay.
So I'm talking to the group here. So I'm looking to do two things, right? I want to be able to kind of know a little bit about our surroundings so we can, figure out kind of what our next steps are. But also I think the more that we can sow the seeds of discontent, let's continue that. All right, sweet. All right, my map just changed.
It certainly did. Kadoja and Sisengai, your maps will be totally black. I'm not using split the character, so I am putting you guys on the map really quick.
Okay.
Okay. I've gone blind. Oh, no. Wait. Okay.
So I guess Sissenguy's the only one that was staying behind and
Yeah.
stacking money.
All right, so you guys get up to this new level as you guys go up several flights of stairs. This looks like it would be inhabited by someone. This chamber looks to be a combination of a sitting room and an office. And there is a small hearth along the western wall that provides heat, probably from the floor below.
Any windows?
There are no windows. You can also see a writing desk, a large padded chair, and a bench that are drawn near the hearth. Otherwise, the room is pretty much empty except for whatever I just told you about.
Oh, interesting. Let's take a look at the desk. Let's look in the desk and kind of look through it. Maybe we can find a clue of where this stuff is heading, where north is.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's take a look through that desk, see what we can find.
I'm playing lookout, making sure no one's coming up the stairs or anything.
Okay.
I'm going to try not to disturb the stuff, Dave, as much as I can, but I'm going to kind of rifle through the desk and see if there's something that might show us a little bit about where all this treasure's heading up north.
Well, what's in the desk is a small box. Looks to be a locked strong box.
Oh, great! And here we are without our thief, without our rogue. So I don't have the ability to open a locked strong box, but it's pretty small. Do you think I'll be able to pocket it? How big is it, Dave?
It's just it's a small box, probably, let's say about 4 by 4 inches or so.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, so I could probably.
Speaking out of character, to Worm, I do have the spell knock to open that. Just to let you know.
Well, you don't need to be out of character. If you think you can open this, let's try to open it. But I want to take a couple steps back just in case it's trapped.
Right.
You want me to look it over, see if I see anything out of the ordinary on it?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
But I don't know if you. I'm saying that because I don't know if you're showing me the box yet or anything.
Well,
it's just a little, probably 4 inch by 4 inch box. This is something that
here's a lockbox.
This is actually something
Misty,
that I put in.
take a look at this and see if there's any traps. I can't tell. I can hand that over to Misty. Or leave it on the desk would probably be smarter, and she can come check it out.
Sorry, cat eating microphone.
Meow.
I have thieves' tools on me, Dave. Would that impart me any sort of bonus to
Are you proficient in thieves' tools?
Where on my sheet would a proficiency in an item be?
I don't think a warlock would get a proficiency in thieves' tools. Let's see.
I know I tried to take all the stuff that would help me be kind of thiefy without being like a rogue.
Warlock, you do not get no tool proficiencies. Let's check your background. Maybe your background may give it to you. You are a criminal, so it may be your one type of gaming set and thieves' tools, so you will get it from criminal. So you can add your proficiency to the little box if you want to open it up.
So how does that work? I've never used an item proficiency. Is that kind of like a skill proficiency?
It's sort of like it does the same thing as a skill check. Basically, you will add in. Seeing for this will be dexterity based, so you'll do 1d20 plus your dexterity bonus plus your proficiency. Seeing that you are proficient in thieves' tools.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
So you guys are just basically unlocking this box and that's it, right?
Yeah, we'll just unlock this box and take a look.
Well, we want to check if traps.
Yeah, check for traps.
All right. So is okay. Sure. You guys want to all look at it? Give me a investigation check.
Yeah, not me, Dave. I'm smart. I'm actually staying way.
They're not a rogue, so they're not going to know what to look for.
If you can
so
remember.
the DC is so
away while she checks out
ridiculous
the box.
Because they're not a rogue. They're not
So
used
I'd
to
like
looking for
do,
traps.
or rather, I'm going to do that investigation check. I'd also like to do the demon sight that lets me see magical auras, so I can check it both visibly and magically. Probe it, just to make sure that there's nothing too out of the ordinary before we start.
What are you wanting to do? Aura?
Yeah, Eldritch Sight. It's the detect magics at will ability. One of the warlock invocations.
Which one
I
is it
figure I'm
again?
out of the Eldritch Sight. It allows me to cast detect magic.
Okay. It is glowing of magic. And you have Eldritch Sight, right?
Yeah. It's the one I picked last. It's the third invocation I chose on my warlock.
Okay. Yeah, it definitely has a magical aura to it. One of magic of the evocation field. The evocation school.
Evocation. So what would that...
Fire, lightning. So what was your roll for?
Alright. Oh, that was my looking it over investigation. So looking at it physically rather than just magically. But magically, it's kind of scary.
Looks good. Looks good. You look it over, and you know looks like the lock is okay. It's glowing.
All right.
The box is definitely glowing.
I'm gonna let my two comrades know that I can't see any traps on this when I glance it over, but it's definitely glowing, and it's glowing of a type of evocation magic, and I'm not quite certain why it would, or if there's a trigger for it. I don't think there's a trap, but I'm uncertain enough that I don't feel very safe trying to open it.
Good God, I don't think a lawyer could say it better.
Let's throw it in the corner and then do the knock spell on it. Because, I mean, if it's magical, that might be something that'll help us out.
Well, I definitely say, well, if you don't want to try to physically pick the lock, I can try to cast a magic spell that I know to open the lock. And then try to open the box with like, say, my rapier or something.
Boy, they want to open this box up, don't they? Boy, they really want to open this box.
Or we could bring it to another one of our teammates.
I mean, that's okay, but if they notice that something's gone and they search us, then the jig's up for us.
I mean, we could fetch them. We haven't been gone too long.
So you want me to run down and get
Zelos.
Yeah, you want me to run down and get Zelos?
You're very nonchalant, yeah?
Okay, I'll do it all super nonchalant like. So Dave, I'm gonna go ahead and walk down the stairs and head back to the gold counting room and try to see what Zelos is doing.
He's still working away. Zelos, he's there. You're there.
Okay, so I kind of sidle up next to him and I'm like, hey, Zelos, we might need your help upstairs. We found some things that will take your skills to handle.
Please move me back into the room with Tiberius. Can't see a blooming thing.
Do you want to go up there with him, Zelos?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Ah.
All right, Zelos.
Green token.
You are in the presence of the others.
I point at the box on the table and I say, definitely magical, but I can't see any discernible traps. But the magic was enough that I wanted a more expert eye. In my wonderful accent, I say this, in case anyone ever overhears me.
Tiberius, take me to this table.
Take you to the table. What are you?
You're here.
What the hell, man?
You're here.
Yeah. Hello. Surprise. I guess
Where's the table? I see stairs. No table.
Okay, so I pick up Zelos and I move him next to the table.
Yeah, imagine there is a table on the wall.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
Over
okay.
here.
Yeah.
That is
that's where it is.
Here's a table. This is a door over here.
Okay.
So and Zelos, just to let you know, I'm kind of wedged back into the corner here, just in case things go terrible.
Okay.
That's about 15 feet. Maybe you should try to unlock that a little farther away from me. That's as far as I can move.
Ping the location of this thing. Let's all move back into that corner with Tiberius, and let me use Mage Hand to tinker with it.
Sure thing. I think that allows you to pick locks, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, very good.
I will inspect it first for traps and so forth.
Okay. I think you're using Mage Hand Ledgerman, I think it's called. Ledgerman.
Yes.
Wait,
Ledger domain.
before you roll, let me go ahead and give you a quick boost. So I'm going to go ahead and cast guidance, I think. Let me look.
Is that like giving him a massage so his mage hand performs better?
That's right. Well, he's going to be...
Magically?
I can touch a willing creature, and you can roll a d4 and add it to one of the ability checks of your choice. And then it spells ends. So just add a 4. So I'm going to go ahead and say a little prayer for you, and do a little gesture and tap you on the back of the
Say a little prayer for you.
That's right.
And Emma.
I kind of tap you on the back of the shoulder. So charged you up, my friend. Now you got a +4 to your next ability roll.
Okay, so I do definitely want to investigate the
DC 15.
this object for box. Thank you so much. I do want to investigate this box. I'm going to roll my D4 now. And I'm going to add that to the... okay.
Give me an investigation check to look over the box.
Does that +1 boon also count, or no?
Yes. Mm-hmm. So you'll do
that's
1d20 plus a total of 7 for the guidance and the other.
Oh, nice.
Nice roll, and that's very clutch of you because you notice that it is triggered. There is a mechanism inside that, if unlatched, it will provoke some type of arcanic rune that is inside of this box.
Woo! Yay,
Any kind of...
on our team.
Any kind of hint as to what the...
Gur01, thank you very much.
Represents fire, earth, air, water?
No, you can't. That's just from a mechanical standpoint. But you can tell that you do see that it is going to basically scrape against an arcanic rune, which then would trigger the rune.
So do you think you can disarm it? Do you think this is important enough for you to disarm, or do you
Not
think we should leave it?
mechanically. Well, yeah.
I would just try, if I try to disarm it, I'm going to disarm it from a distance using Mage Hand. If it sets off an explosion, hopefully we'll be far enough away from it that the explosion will not bother us. But if there is an explosion, it's going to draw other people to our locale.
Yeah, that might be a
Do
problem.
we want to open this thing, or do we want to leave it alone? I'm looking for a...
Looking for a consensus?
Consensus!
Wow, I mean, this is like one of the first things that we've come across that's like a super magical trap thing. So it's possible, if there's this powerful of a trap on it, that this thing's going to be awesome in there. I mean, it could be something great. So it may be worth it. So I say you should take a chance to try to disarm it, but once we're kind of safely out of the room.
Yes.
that we're already pretty well knee-deep into enemy territory. Anything that draws attention, not a good idea. Us being up here too long, probably not a good idea.
All
Do
right,
you
so
think
we're
it's
looking
worth
for.
it?
No, we're looking for a tiebreaker now. One up, one down. What do you guys think?
Well, being behind enemy lines, like she said, we should be careful.
All right,
We don't-
Zelos, it's up to you, my friend. You're the tiebreaker, or the.
Thanks for all the help. Mage hand.
At least throw it out the window before you use the
You're right,
machine.
Stig.
There's no window, remember?
So let me look
No.
at what I have.
Okay.
in way of
DC
spells,
20.
If there's a silent spell or anything that I have, hold on.
Well, I can always make some weird noise with, I believe, with one of my spells. If something goes
DC
wrong.
20.
Alright, you can use your action to control the hand. You can use the hand to manipulate, open an unlocked door or container. Unlocked door or container. So this is a locked item. This obviously cannot be done. But what kind of a check would it take, Dave, to attempt to open this? Is this an investigate check?
No, you've already investigated
Stealth
it.
check?
This would be a no. It wouldn't be a stealth check. It would be you would use your thieves' tools to try to basically disarm the mechanical part of this trap, so you can open it up. Because if you open up the box as it is, it's going to, like I was saying, it's going to basically trigger a spring and basically take like a small fan inside and scrape the room. When you scrape the rune, the arcanic rune, then it basically the rune activates and you have no clue what the rune is going to do. So if you can at least disarm the mechanical portion of it, you could probably maybe disarm the arcanic values of the trap too. This is a more complex. This is one of the more complex traps that you've actually seen. This is a multi-step. This is a multi-step trap that you're going to have to disarm with multiple steps.
Okay,
You
it's
let me
going
know
to take
before
me.
you do it, and I'm going to cast an. I'll put a little guidance on you as well. I mean, it's still
Time.
full.
Wait a second.
Okay.
Wait a second. Let me make up my mind. Dave, what skill check am I using? to
You
disarm
are
this
using
trap?
to disarm it. You would be using your thieves' tools, and you would do a D20 plus your dexterity plus your thieves' tool proficiency. So you would have a total of +7 because your dex is 4, your
And with
proficiency
Boone,
is
it would be
3.
+8.
Mhm.
And if Tiberius gets after me, then I'm going to add a D4 to that. That sounds like a worthy chance.
Unless it's so complex.
DC
What the hell?
20.
I haven't killed us lately. Let's try it again.
All right, let's take a look. So,
Let's go for it.
yeah, don't stand next to me though, please. Get on the other side.
Well,
I
I have to be up to it to disarm it.
Okay, all right.
I was
The
walking.
rest of you guys get. Are we upstairs?
We're upstairs. We're upstairs. in
Are
this
we
room. As a matter of
upstairs?
fact, we should probably take a look around. And they said there's another. Or Dave said there's another door to the north. Or, I'm sorry,
The
to
door is right in front of Zelos. Yeah.
right in front of Zelos.
Okay,
So,
and the
do
box is
maybe-
right here.
Yeah.
Am I over here where the box is? Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
do
Either
we
you
want-
wait in you try to get further back in the corner, or perhaps wait downstairs. Your choice.
My sense of self-preservation wants me to go down the stairs and be a lookout down there.
Yeah, well, anybody that spent time on a stake with me would want to go downstairs.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no
Are
offense.
Are we
but, yeah.
upstairs?
Well, I'll stay
Okay,
here.
cast
I'll
your
stay here.
spell, cleric.
All
Decide
right,
what
I'll
you're
walk
going to
over
do
and-
into it.
All right, I'll walk over and touch you.
Are we
So,
upstairs?
you have the, and then I'm going to go back into the corner here, and I'll put my shield up just on the safe side, and I'll prepare for something horrible. Let's make it happen.
All right, the 1d4 that I'm going to add.
right, so you are casting guidance on him.
And
Yes, sir.
I will be adding 2. My dex is 6. My proficiency is 7. The boon is 8, and 2 more make 10.
I believe that is. I believe that is correct. Let me double check real quick. Dexterity modifier is 4, plus your proficiency is 7, plus 1 from the crowd is 8, plus 2 from guidance is 10.
Are we ready?
That is correct. Okay.
Drum roll.
Wow.
Oh shit! I thought
That-
that was
Whoa.
Is fucking clutch. Holy shit.
All right, man.
Did that just really happen?
That happened, man. This is real life.
That just totally
I had
happened.
to swimming. I expected to be licking my eyebrows.
I
off
tried,
the
guys. I
Oh,
tried.
that's fantastic. All right, Dave. What happens?
Click and the box springs open.
Exactly. The box opens up, and there's the mechanical part of it. He's taken the little claw in there that scrapes the rune. He's taken that away, and he's actually dismembered that from the actual lock itself. And you know, there are a couple springs inside that would actually kind of trigger it, and it would come over and hit. So yeah, that dude, that is so clutch. Now you have this thing is open. And now that's on top of it, you see that there is another like little door, and this arcanic rune that's sort of like pulsing is now on top of this. On top of you can't see what's in the box, but there is now an arcanic rune that is basically pulsing on top of the box.
So now we have another trap, but this trap is magical in nature,
That's right.
and I don't think you can do anything in magic, can you? I mean, you can't really
Lucky
pick
roll,
it. You
man.
just open it and let it explode, which I think wouldn't be good.
No, you
Does
guys
anybody
can't
have,
do
like, dispel
that.
magic
You guys
or
already
anything
bought
that help us
a boon for the party.
disable this arcanic rune.
You can't, guys. You guys already purchased.
Don't know why you're looking over at the magic user or anything, but I make magic. You want fire? I can make fire.
You can detect. You can always do a check to decipher, what this rune does. All you have to do is a successful Arcana check.
Yeah,
Guys,
I
Yeah,
got my
find
book
out
of
what the
lore
rune
on
is.
me.
How
figured
long
I could
have we been
consult
playing
that.
D&D, guys? Come on.
Yeah, that's smart, because now we can see the rune. So find out if it's a rune of snuggling or whatever.
Snuggling.
Yeah, or
It's
if
not
it's,
a rune of Valentine.
well, let's just see if you can look at what the rune is.
Nope, I think it's a rune of Valentine.
Ew.
I guess I could try to take an Arcana check on it and see if I can do it. I mean, I do have some proficiency in it.
Thanks for the clarification, Dave.
Well, I'm gonna do an Arcana check myself, so let's
All right.
see what happens.
Yeah, everybody's going to do Arcana checks.
And I look at it and I'm like, what?
Well,
Does it look at all like my amulet of protection that I'm wearing? I know that there's magic about it. Is it at all similar?
Nothing like that.
I'd like to make an Arcana check, and I'd like to use a point of inspiration. Take it with advantage.
You want
That
to do
doable?
an Arcana check?
Yes. And I'd like to use inspiration.
All right. Seeing that he's
I'm
not,
making
he
my
is
roll
not
with advantage.
proficient in Arcana,
Cool.
and just doing it because everyone else is, it's higher. Sure, you can make an Arcana check.
All right.
It's like a non-rogue that's not skilled trying to open something up. I jack the DC up
I'm just
ridiculously. So the DC for him is 25.
Nope, don't know what it is.
He's not skilled in arcanics.
How about a 19?
In arcanic knowledge. Yeah, this is just everybody's just going to start going around and start rolling till somebody actually hits it.
Go.
I'm just sending messages out to each person that makes their Arcana check. Their Arcana check.
Look, I know I'm the magic user, guys. I wasn't very helpful in this particular thing.
Yeah, you had like a brain fart, Misty, with that, that roll.
Yeah, I really can't do anything because I'm a life
Yeah,
cleric.
exactly.
If it was
We
religion,
will.
I'd be all over it, but I can't really help with Arcana.
Well, I mean, hell, since I dabble in some magic...
25 isn't
even I
too
can't
high,
even tell
Sanders.
what this thing is.
25 isn't too high.
I do
guess
not
being-
recognize the patterns of the rune. I've never seen anything like this before at all. So
It's
feel like-
most
I'm
certainly
an complete
fair.
loss also.
I feel like we're so close, but I also, I also.
Their magic user
I feel like
she
this is
had a shitty roll.
too complex for us. Maybe we should abandon it and just start taking a look around here. Maybe we'll find
now
something.
you say no. Now you want to break. Right
Well-
when we're on the brink of death from opening the box, you're like, now it's too difficult.
Well, I mean, before we had a chance, right? Because we had somebody that could mess with mechanical locks. But if we don't even know what this rune does, what happens if it sets off an alarm or shrieks? They're here, they're here.
I'm pretty sure it turns you into Dolph Lundgren. Let me
Exactly.
back up and,
Warhawk,
Tiberius,
I
go
can
ahead,
do a
go for
DC of
Oh, no,
35
no,
or 40 if I want.
I
just don't see the
know that
logic
that's
of
a
a
chicken
rogue
thing
trying to do a
but
successful
I
Arcana
kinda
check
feel
if
like
he's not
maybe we shouldn't be
proficient
doing
with
this. We can look around a
Arcana.
little bit. We can always leave it here, right?
It's just
Maybe
everybody
flip
going
it
around
back,
the table
flip the thing
till
back shut
someone
so it
gets
doesn't
a
look so bad or
successful
whatever.
roll.
And
It
since
doesn't
that
work like
trap's already
that.
disabled,
Not in my
and,
game.
Let's look around and we can come back if
It doesn't
we
work
think we
like
want to
that.
take a chance.
I have a
Hey,
thought.
Dave.
Here's my thought for you. My thought is that now that the lock is open and the box is open, that I can use Mage Hand and manipulate the door open from a distance.
That's true, but here's my thing. Just like what you guys had said before, we're in the middle of this. We're in the middle of this bad guy area. If it suddenly starts shrieking like an alarm sound, we're gonna kind of get found out.
Wow. Someone's
And
got
since
ESP.
we can't really disable it, we're just activating it or making it happen. Whatever bad thing it does, if it indeed does do a bad thing, it's going to be hitting us.
What say you, Misty?
I got a foot on the stair. I'm ready to be out of here. It looks a little bit more than what we're... It's not really fulfilling our goals. I don't think... I think leaving it here, good idea. No one but the true owner would probably know that we've even messed with it at this point, and it's possible the true owner isn't even here right now. So we're probably safe, but let's leave it be.
Rivgar, what say you?
Well, since we can't really tell what that ruin is, I say we just forget about it and move on.
Yeah, let's do that. Hey, do you think we should go get Silverclaw and maybe take a look around? I mean, I don't really know how long we've been gone per se, because
That would be too easy, dude.
I don't know.
That would be way too
if it's
easy.
real time or not, but the guy said we'll take like an hour or a couple hour break or whatever. So I think we ought to take this time to take a look around more of this top area.
Hell, at this point, we would barely just have enough time to go out to the crapper and back, so I think we're still fine in that regard.
Okay. So does somebody want to go get Krivgar? I mean, I don't even know where he is. We'd have to just start looking around. Or we can start...
Krivgar's right here.
Next to you.
I'm sorry.
They're right next to you.
I'm sorry.
Silverclaw.
Silverclaw. My bad. I apologize. Okay, so I say we look around. We look around. We go through that door up here, and we start taking a look around more of this top level.
Okay.
Okay.
Who wants to lead?
I would like to investigate the door for traps and locks.
Okay, go for it. I'm going to do a perception check.
I mean, it's actually kind of a good
stealth
sign
check,
that there's
actually.
some device here, because that might mean that there's something up here that is worth being guarded.
Okay, I need a
Information.
bonus of 2.
Or an item.
Stealth 2.
23.
3. Oh my god, that is a fucking horrible ass goddamn fucking stealth roll. So they're gonna hear this guy coming a mile away.
23, Dave.
You detect nothing. The lock seems to be it's just closed.
All right,
Okay.
let's do it.
Let's open the door, and I'm going to step foot into the next room.
Okay, sounds good. So you open up the door. This is what you see. It appears to be that this place is a very, very, very highly decorated sleeping chamber, furnished with a bed, a carpet-draped table with a wash basin and grooming supplies. Which part of the grooming supplies? You see a comb brush, some soap, some scented waters, and a stool. You can see that rugs are covering most of the floor, and you can see that there is a raven in a large cage that is squawking loudly. Now, everyone starts to hear someone whistling as you hear footsteps. Sounds like they're coming up the stairs.
Okay, act fast.
I didn't hear them from downstairs before they got up the stairs, huh?
You heard about 5 to 8 steps.
Okay, act fast. Here's our story, you guys. We need to say that we were up here. I have no idea what to say. I can't.
I'll meet them down the stairs before they get all
Okay.
the way up.
All right.
So I
Can
jump
anybody
We're going to
go-
back
I'm
out
already
of the
there.
room and close the door.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so
I'll go and approach the guys that are coming up.
okay,
Hey,
just
let's say
one
that
guy. It is
Maybe we can say
the
that we're looking for our friend.
it's just one guy, and Misty, as you know, he saw everyone basically coming out of the he saw Krivgar and Zealous coming out of the door, and he looks at you and he says, "You're not supposed to be up here. Why are you up here?"
We were looking for the other rooms. This place is so big I cannot find anything.
Well, you've been gone for quite some time, and we were wondering where all of you went.
Are we not still on break? I heard there was a long break for us.
Break is only several minutes. You've been gone about 15.
Oh, very short break. My apologies. My apologies.
Your friend came back, the Dragonclaw. He is working. But when the other 4 of you did not, that is when we decided to go looking for you.
Oh, I'm so very glad you did. Like I said, we got lost.
And why were you in the other room? This is off limits to everyone.
Oh, I'm sorry. They did not say that this was the off-limits area. We just got here last night.
Well, you were supposed to not come up here and go down the stairs, so go ahead and get down there and get back to work. Where is the other guy? I only see 3 of you. Where's your other friend?
Out of game-wise, what was all the moving that everyone ended up doing?
I didn't move my guy fast enough, and Dave shut the door. I can't.
Oh, you had plenty of time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We thought that he was already downstairs.
He comes over to the door and he opens it up. And when he opens it up, he sees the cleric on the other side of the door with his ear up to the door. So, I thought you said your friend was downstairs.
Yeah, the dragon one, yes? You said you did not see him?
I told you he was working.
Oh, I thought you meant the other friend. They all look the same after a while, all with the same robes and everything. I'm so sorry. I'm very confused and lost.
Dralmor's chambers is off limits to everyone. You need to get back down there to work. I don't trust you. I will keep my eye on you, as with the other cultist. You asked too many questions.
I did not ask any questions.
They're on thin ice right now. Alright, so everyone is going back down to the other level.
Absolutely.
Alright.
Wow, that was some high stress there. Dralmor's chambers.
He sure does put his chambers close to all the operations. I thought he was the lax supervisor.
Except for when it goes through, except for when it comes to going through his things and being in his quarters, which you are not permitted to be in. Yeah, I failed on a stealth roll.
Well,
yeah, they heard the supervisor coming
if we're gonna
for about 8 to 10 steps.
If we're gonna be so we won't be too suspicious.
Dave, I'm just gonna move my character back.
Okay. Yeah, everybody can go ahead and move your tokens back as the supervisor escorts you down, and everybody is kind of looking at you guys. They are on thin ice. They are on thin ice, guys. Corey Crandall, thank you very much for the follow. I think you are number 4,000, Corey. Thank you very much, Corey.
What we were doing before.
4,000 followers. Wow.
And, just not talking, staring down, trying to do the job.
Just out of character. There's really, if we don't have anything more than like 5-minute breaks.
603 total party kill, TPK.
To explore the area. Apparently they really want to keep an eye on us, so better to play towards being the good worker and not piss anyone else off.
Ooh. Are we at 4K, everyone? Are we at 4K? Can anyone check? So what are you guys doing? You guys are all back here. Looks like once in a while one of the other workers are, kind of a couple of the workers are kind of glaring at you, and then, the supervisor does yell out, "A couple of you all are taking breaks much longer than you're supposed to be taking, so no more breaks the rest of the night." And you hear a couple of groans, and they're bringing in more crates also to be sorted. They're dumping this shit out all over the tables too. Is it 4K, everybody?
Our corrupts absolutely with this man.
I could have swore they said that they were taking a long break, though.
Yeah, they said they were going to be a lot less strict with,
Leopold, thank you, man.
Not being here. I guess we
maybe
read them
6
wrong.
minutes is less strict.
Maybe it is.
But we were up there for quite a while trying to take care of business, so find the bathroom or whatever we were doing.
4K, everybody.
So I definitely, I definitely want to kind of blend in for a while.
Everybody gets 50 EXP. 4,000 followers.
No reason
Thank
to
you guys.
raise the ruckus. I've had my fair
a lot
share
of people.
of cultist ruckus raising in my adventuring career.
Alright, so you guys get all of this, basically all of the other stuff gets sorted, more crates are built, all of this other stuff gets moved out, and it is now, your shift is over, and you are back, you guys can go ahead and take off and go back to your area, your sleeping quarters. And when everybody gets back to the sleeping quarters, I want you guys to all 5 of you give me a perception check, please.
I've actually come up
Thank
with
you
a
guys again for
plan.
4,000
So,
follows.
hold
I
on a
truly
moment.
appreciate it. Thank you, Leopold Kane. I appreciate it, man. 4K follower hype. 4,000 pennies for 4,000 followers. Thanks, man. Thanks, dude. I think that's right, man.
Or reception?
Yeah, the reception check.
Yep.
Sorry about
Everybody gave me your checks. All right, looks good. I do need Zelos. I need you to give me a perception.
I did. I rolled a 3.
Oh, you got no bonuses? for
Oh
perception?
yeah, that's right. Yeah. 2, 3,
Plus
4,
1.
5, huh? All right.
Oh yeah, so it's really a 4, but you're right.
That would be impossible with 4,000 followers, Sanders. That's like lethal frag numbers right there,
I'm gonna
man.
look through my stuff to see if anything's missing.
That's like It Me JP or It Me JP or It Me PJ,
Nah, the
whatever
tails
his
are
name is.
already going out. I know it. So can we RP at this point, Dave? Or...
Sure, you most certainly can.
Okay.
So, Misty, you said you had a plan?
Well, hang on.
Yes.
First off, what the hell did you guys do to piss off the supervisor?
I don't know. That guy's very testy.
And where the hell did you guys run off to?
Well, we went upstairs. We didn't know it at the time, but we found Drownmore's chambers upstairs. And the supervisor found us in them. And we had to do some fast talking to get ourselves out.
Suspicious
That
bag man.
situation
Thank you,
with-
man. I appreciate it, suspicious bag
Yeah,
man.
but I don't think you bought.
Thank you
half
so
of it,
much,
though.
man.
I don't think he did either, and perhaps that's what's put him into such a high state of dudgeon.
Well, for what it's worth, he bought enough of it for not a mistake right now.
How about the imp? Can the imp explore for us explore
That
on our
was the
behalf?
next plan. The imp is a bit more stealthy than us, so if he's going to keep an eye on us, then
Freddy Factory
we can
Fire,
go.
thank you.
What about you, Silverclaw? What did you see?
Hmm?
Oh, I thought you had gone out looking for stuff as well. What did you see?
Thank you,
I was just
suspicious
trying
bag
to-
man.
I found a sort of an altar that the lizard man created to Tiamat. Looked slightly different from the ones we've seen.
So are we going to wait in this room for the other shoe to drop? I mean, I think we're all expecting to get...
I sent 2
man,
tells
that guy
out,
didn't believe us, or...
and we'll see if they
Should
even
we be
mention
preparing
anything.
for
I don't even
battle?
know if they're
Should
even
we
going to
be
say anything.
Looking around? Or are we just going to play it by ear and stay here for a while?
I
What's our
say
plan?
we should be a little more careful, especially with what just happened. Don't want it to draw any more attention, I would think, to us.
The fact that we've been working and then we just took a stroll, I don't know how to be more careful. It's not like we blew anything up. As I glance over at Sis and Guy.
Happy to oblige.
No, I think a little bit more stealth would be good in this situation.
Yeah, well, where you guys were off gallivanting, most of the workers were complaining you guys weren't back, and they also mentioned they didn't trust me all that much either. Where you guys were off gallivanting. So, we may have to prepare for a fight soon. Which I am more than happy to get ready for.
Well, you are a bloodthirsty fighter. What do you expect?
Well, if we start a ruckus, or if we're involved in a ruckus in this area, there's what 20-odd cultists and a several hundred bullywugs.
To Kadojo, those odds seem fair.
We certainly need to involve the lizard men on our behalf. If we start the dance too soon, we won't have the lizard men to help us.
Well, we could try to, on our next break or whatever, whenever we can, maybe now, we could try to go into the dungeons.
Dave.
We also could, in a way, leave. We know where they're going. We know they're going north.
Dave, I did kind of say that I was going to look through my stuff to see if anything was missing. I guess you missed it.
I sent you a tell.
Yeah, that's what, and I'm saying that's why I said I was going to look through my stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
To see if anything was missing or anything.
Nothing's missing, no. Nothing's missing.
Kind of strange that they would go through my stuff.
Maybe they put something
tonight,
in
6:03. Tonight. It will upload tonight after the game.
Do I see anything added to my equipment or anything, or no?
Sure, they added a couple hundred platinum for you. No, they didn't.
Oh,
No,
you're getting framed, dude.
I sent you, like I said in the message, it just looks like somebody searched through your stuff. That's what it looks like. That's what the perception rolls for.
Yeah. Do I notice if anybody else's stuff was looked through as well? Or is it just my own?
Did you look through anybody's stuff your stuff looks like it was searched through. Did anyone else get any other tells?
I didn't.
I'm asking if I would notice any besides just my own stuff.
You don't notice that anybody else's stuff was searched through. You do know that yours was. Barely. You could barely tell.
Okay, just checking. That's all.
Oh my god.
So, guys, what do you think?
I've been making my checks all night, Slamutha.
I'm thinking maybe we could leave, like you said, leave the castle and see where that'll get us. But we also know that there's that boss Bullywug down in the basement or in the caverns. Maybe we should go take a look at that. Maybe we could kill him and somehow the Bullywugs will disperse or something, or maybe the Lizardmen will rise up, or I don't know. I'm just thinking if we just sit here for days helping these guys move gold, I don't know if that's really what we should be doing. What's everybody's thoughts? Misty, what do you think?
I would suggest that we hold tight here for a moment and let Misty's imp explore on our behalf. And if we need to get busy and start killing cultists tonight, why? Let's
somebody
let the imp have a good
else
look
suggesting
around
that. Come
Let's
on,
find out where they are and
guys.
what's going on.
Unbelievable. Come
I don't
on,
think it would be wise
guys.
to start a fight with any of these guys. There are a lot, from what we can tell. So, unless the Lizardmen would be willing to, help with that.
Too bad we don't have a couple of grenades to chuck down there.
I'm not sure what else we can be doing. With them being so suspicious, I'm definitely on edge. I don't know. We got information on where it's going next. What else can we accomplish here? We can try and find...
Oh, I don't want to kill the imp. I want her to come up with that idea and not another player.
Why?
That's what I want, Wee Willie.
I'm not certain what else we can accomplish now.
I wouldn't know where else to search upstairs, but if we send the imp downstairs, we could at least have a a good scout of what the Bullywugs are about downstairs. And Silverclaw's dying for a fight.
No
I was
problem.
thinking in that small contained room.
No, I like her imp.
The cultists in one
In fact,
area,
Wee Willie, she doesn't use it
combined
enough.
Fire and ice breath attack might take out most.
Unfortunately, she doesn't.
cultists.
She doesn't
Let's
use
not
it
forget about,
enough, man.
In the treasure room?
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't
I was going to say.
I'm
let's
not gonna
forget
make
about
her
a certain
say, hey, I'm not gonna say, hey, why
Fireball.
don't you use your imp here? It's just like Zelos missing sneak attack all the time. I'm not gonna say, dude. So I'm not. I just don't say anything. They've been playing this game
We
for
take out the cultists,
6
will that
months,
tip the scales to get the
right?
the dragon people involved in an assault on the caverns below the Gullywugs, the Bullywugs in the caverns below.
No, don't apologize, Wee Willie. I just don't want other players
I
playing
don't
their
know.
characters.
You may have to tell them to step out of the castle.
I mean, they've
Before
literally
we
been
do
playing
this,
this
just
game
in
for
case,
6
'cause
months.
If they're in
Can't
here,
remember
then
who the
they
purple robes are.
will
They can't.
fight against us for appearance sake.
Well, if we have taken care of most of the cultists by that point, they wouldn't have to fight for appearance's sake. It will appear to them that all the cultists are gone, and it's time to take on the Bullywugs. Does that gain us anything? The thing that interests me about the caverns is that Resmir goes to the caverns.
No.
Not salt,
Yeah,
though. Yeah,
caverns.
not salt. Concernment.
Ropers, right. Well, we haven't found any large entrances. We haven't heard any vast rumbling grunts.
You guys could
Perhaps we're
smoke
not
a
raising.
roper now, probably. Multiple ropers.
I don't know, those things are pissed hard to hit. Wait, what was the Roper's AC, Dave?
Let me check for you real quick. It's like 16 or 17, something like that. It wasn't. You guys were just rolling really bad. I remember you guys were rolling bad.
Oh, can the imp scout it out downstairs, Misty?
I don't know. Dave's been really quiet. I'm not certain if I should send my imp anywhere.
I want you to use the imp. I want you to use the imp, not the other party members to use the imp. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it earlier, and they're trying to get me to do it, and you were quiet, and it's scaring me, and I don't want to lose my imp.
Roper, natural 20 AC. You're not going to lose your imp. I wish you would use it more, Misty.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I mentioned it earlier, and then you were quiet, and I was kind of trying to. Okay. So I can use the imp?
Absolutely. Yeah, sure.
Yay! Okay, I use the imp. I got scared earlier because I mentioned it, and dead silence from Dave.
No. I want you to use the imp. I think the imp is a great mechanic to your class. I really, even though I think the imp is a little bit too overpowered. I'll rephrase that. I think it's a little overpowered at lower levels, but it does balance out in the end. But at the lower levels, it's a pretty. Somebody's breathing hard. Somebody all right over there?
Listen, guy.
Suspicious bagman. Thank you, man.
I have a dog that occasionally gets choky.
What was that? Was that your dog breathing into the mic? That was awesome.
She was actually in the neighborhood.
Oh, very nice.
Door is closed, but she's nearby.
Thanks, Suspicious Bagman.
Alright, so
Thanks, man.
just out of character, I'm not certain exactly what we're trying to accomplish, so I'm a little scared. I thought exploring would be a good idea, but that backfired, so I'd like to use the imp. That was the idea when I got back to the room. Hey, let me use the imp since we got caught.
Sure.
So that's an okay thing to explore then, yes?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I like the
That's
imp.
what I would definitely like to do. got concerned when you didn't say anything when I mentioned it. So
No?
Okay, something
my
better happen in
apologies.
the next 30 seconds, or I'm gonna start killing shit.
Honestly, I said this earlier. I really honestly thought Kadoja was going in katanas out, fucking guns ablazing, man. I really thought he was. I was expecting for a very long and enduring fight tonight, but Kadoja, I was actually quite rather surprised you didn't do that because usually you just fucking go right in.
Oh, I am so tempted to right now because all this talking bullshit. My character's like, okay, that's it. Too much talking, not enough killing.
All right, so your imp is out, Mist. Oops. There you go. You should be able to control him. You should be able to see with him too. Can you see with him?
I see the light.
You see all of the dynamic lighting and everything?
Yeah. Does my
Okay.
does my group have imp vision as well?
Nope,
No.
I don't.
So how far does this last? How far can he move out without him? You know what I mean? Does he go poof or what?
He doesn't go poof, I don't believe, but I'm not able to see through his eyes after a certain point.
Okay.
I'm pulling open the book just to oh, crud. I'm also reloading Roll20 because I pushed the wrong button.
I do that. I do that every night.
Me too.
I've got Paige back as one of my push-to-talks, which is great when I'm playing other games, but not when I'm playing D&D.
No.
So, I'll get the range up. It is fairly far. I want to say 100 feet normally, but I want to confirm that since you're asking.
I don't see anything that has a range on it because I'm looking at Pact of the Chain, which is actually what you're using to, use your Find Familiar, which is your imp, and all it says is when you cast a spell, you can choose one of the following forms for your familiar: the pseudo dragon, the quasit, or the sprite imp. Additionally, when you take the attack action, you can forego one of your own attacks to allow the familiar to attack, which we've been doing that the whole time. So it doesn't say anything about any kind of range. So let's go to the Find Familiar spell now. So it doesn't restrict us there. So Find Familiar is a 1 hour. You've already got this. So let's see.
While it's 100 feet of me, it can communicate with me telepathically.
Yeah, I just saw that. Okay, so you can communicate telepathically, as in you cannot see, but you can communicate with it. Additionally, as an action, you can see through your familiar's eyes. Okay, so you can do that until the start of your next turn, gaining the benefits of any special senses during that time. You are deaf and blind with regard to your own senses. Alright, so as an action, you can temporarily dismiss your familiar, blah, 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 blah. Resummon at 30 feet, so it looks like it's about 100 feet. Following when you cast a spell in range of touch, your familiar can deliver the spell within 100 feet. We've done that. So it looks like you have about 100 feet. It looks like 100 feet to work with. And then whenever you decide to look through your familiar's eyes, that's when you go into this, demonic trance-like state, and you see through your familiar's eyes. So where do you want to plant yourself?
Within the safety of my group.
let me check one more thing. I just want to make sure we have this right at 100 feet.
Yeah, I was trying to decide between my detect magic and like the voice of the chain master, because that would take off the restriction and make it just the same plane of existence. But since I hadn't really used the imp a whole lot, I didn't want to take all the scouting stuff. I opted for the detective magic. That seems more useful.
So it's another feature for the fiend.
Yeah, but I don't have that one right now. But in the future, I could take it, and it would not limit me to 100 feet.
Yeah, I think it's higher level though, right?
No, there's no level prereq on it. Just that I have Pact of the Chain.
The fiend, you have made a pact with the fiend from lower plane of existence. Okay, where do you see this? Because I do not see anything under the fiend for anything on the same plane of existence. I see
Eldritch Invocations
absolutely nothing.
is called Voice of the Chainmaster. I don't know that one though, so that's something I could do later.
Oh, an
Right now,
invocation. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, then if you had that, I mean, you don't have that though. I don't remember seeing that one though, right?
Nope, I took the Detect Magic one instead because
Yeah.
I haven't used the imp like this before.
Yeah. Well, as long as if you take it later on, then sure. I mean, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's definitely going to be probably a pretty important one for you. So I would say you would probably want to take that pretty soon. Which one was that called again? Pact?
Voice of the
The voice.
Chainmaster.
Okay, of course. It was
And I
one
can
of the last
I can
ones I
change
was
out.
trying to read them. When can you change out? When you level? Is it
Yep,
one of the
when I level, I can
level
exchange
mechanics? Okay. You can communicate telepathically. Let's see. You can communicate telepathically with your familiar and perceive through your familiar senses as long as you are in the same plane of existence. Additionally, while perceiving through your familiar senses, you can also speak through your familiar in your own voice, even if your familiar is normally incapable of speech. Very cool. So yeah, Voice of the Chainmaster. That's probably going to want because you do meet the prerequisite of Pact of the Chain feature. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I forgot to check the Eldritch Invocations. There's some pretty cool ones in here.
I don't want to take a whole lot of time since we spent a lot of time talking already.
That's all right. Don't worry about it. I'm not in any rush.
I mean, I can move the imp around, or you can kind of give me a guided tour of, this is what I can see within this range. I can move the imp to different areas and see if I want to explore anything further.
I'll give you the guided tour. You can see the imp right here, correct?
Yep, I can see the imp.
Okay. And you can see him right here.
So does that mean there's no one in that room?
That means that there is no one in that room. That's what that means.
Okay.
Okay, so you are basically seeing through the eyes of your familiar now. So
yes,
the whole group sees you go into that trance-like state where you're kind of like going through like light convulsions and whatnot. Your hands are up into the air. You're chanting some demonic type of chant. Looks rather creepy. So which way would you like to command the imp to go? You can go left. You can go straight ahead.
Let's go. I guess that's left. That direction.
Sure. You want to go north?
We originally went up the stairs. Yeah,
like
north.
here? Okay.
And I want to just check up the stairs really quick just to see if there's anyone up there.
Okay. So you can get to the stairs. Let's see. You've got about 60 feet to the stairs, because I'm just going through walls and everything because that would be the logical thing to do. So you get to the stairs. Your imp goes up, and the imp sees nothing there. The door is closed. Well,
All right.
you look around the room and it looks the same. The door is closed though.
This looks like a slightly different room than we were at earlier.
I just didn't put you on another map, so you just
okay.
I didn't put you on floor 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry,
just
I got really confused.
because I would have to switch you to the other map and stuff. So
No worries.
Yes.
So there's no one up there.
no, there's no one up
It looks
there.
like there's a room. Here, I'm going to move the imp a little bit over here. Can I see what's in that room?
The door's closed. Like I said, the door's closed here. Here.
Oh, no, sorry. Downstairs. Back downstairs.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Can you control him? You should be able to control him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I can move him, but you've got the story.
Oh, you can move him wherever you stop him. I'll tell you what's going on. Yeah, that door is closed. That's like I said. That door in there was closed.
Oh, downstairs as well as upstairs.
Yeah, I said this downstairs portion. Just imagine it as the upstairs portion.
Okay, I'm sorry. I understand now. Okay, so...
Tutorials
over here,
BS. Thank you very much for the follow
guardians.
tutorial.
I should probably double check my range. Let me zoom out a second.
You're getting pretty close to. You're starting to feel tension become between you and the imp.
Alright, so it looks like actually those dragons are at my 100 mark. So
Yep.
I can see at least past them, but I can't go past them, and I don't want to probably get too close, just in case.
Just in case. Those are not imps. Those are, you recognize those looking through your imp's eyes. You notice those as guard drakes.
Alright, can I see what they're guarding?
What you can see, let's see. Let me look at something really quick. Guard drake gets no special true seeing or anything like that. Alright, so you can get up to 100 feet. You can see that there's a chamber that's going to the east. You can also see that there is another chamber here that looks like stairs are going up. And that's about what you can see, and you can see that from like right here. See how the stairs are going up there.
So stairs to the left of the dragons, and then there's another chamber to the right.
Mm-hmm. There is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But
There's
I can't
also
actually see any items.
no. You cannot see. You see 3 drakes though. You see 3 guard drakes. One here. And then the last one, which is right here. And then you see the entryway that's going to the east here. And you see another entry point here with stairs leading up.
How dangerous do the dragons seem from the imp's point of view? Like, I don't know an in-character way of saying challenge rating, but just basically how does he know much about them? Can I get a sense of that from my imp?
You remember fighting the guard drakes back in the caves. Remember when you and Kadoja... Same type of guard drakes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I remember. Yeah, with the cages and whatnot. So they weren't too bad. That they were very, very persistent.
Yes, they were pretty vicious. They got multiple attacks around. You remember getting cleaved by those a couple times.
Right. But they're not very bright because they tried to come up the side of the thing at us and kept failing and falling down. Thankfully, they were not very bright in that regard.
Yeah, they kept trying to climb up that embankment.
Okay. See, I remember that. That was good. What is this opening? Is this something the imp can fly out easily to get a better feel for what's outside?
Sure. If you've got the movement, you can get outside. It is a port that you can get out. Sure.
All right, I want him to kind of look up and down.
Guys, quit with the
he knows
names,
that
please.
That's a staircase going up. Can you see anything from the outside?
It's a tower. You can see that it's definitely a tower. It's going up. You can see that it's probably 3 levels. Hey, what's up, Caius?
Up there, if he flew up a little bit, even if he pulled back, would there be any benefit of anything he could see?
There are several other portholes on the second and third floor, and they are dark. But you can see light coming out of the bottom level. So you know that there would be light coming out of the other holes if you saw it. But for this tower, looks dark on floor 2, floor 3.
Okay, so there's no way to really look into it since it's dark. So let's see.
Yeah, I haven't seen you in a couple days, Caius.
Direction worth looking at?
No problem.
No, I can't really go past the guard drake, so I think it'd be good to try and figure out where the people are, if they're within 100 yards of us. So
Okay.
I think I'm going to have the imp try and find them.
Okay. That would be a pretty good idea.
Actually, since I've been gone for at least a little while, and I'm coming back this way anyway, I'm going to have the imp check on my body and then fly off trying to find the people.
Okay. You're still going through the light convulsions. You know, so you're just in a trance-like state. You know, you're doing demonic type of chants and hymns and whatever you're. Did you ever choose which demon you're associated with?
Bahamut.
Bahamut. Okay, very good. Nice.
Or Baphomet?
Yeah, Baphomet. Yep.
I just want to say Bahamut because Bahamut's awesome.
Yeah, Bahamut. Yes. Yes.
So I chose the demon that sounds just like him. Ha ha ha. Alright, so I'm okay. I look weird looking at myself through my imp's eyes.
You do.
And I'm sure he would take that moment to jibe it, be like, see, this is what I have to look at. This kind of thing all day long. Because that's totally what I'd imagine him saying.
Yeah, but he keeps staring at your pouch, and you notice that his eyes are wandering down towards your pouch on certain occasions.
Now we're gonna go try and find something.
You were losing control of your eyes.
Momentarily. I corrected that momentary. Okay, so I still only see I can't find the cultist though. How about
you
these
can't
stairs?
see any.
I'm gonna go up these stairs.
You're actually right at 95 feet here.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
You can go up one more, but you're not going to be able to fully get up those stairs.
God, that felt a lot closer than I thought. Okay, my bad.
No, it's no problem. I just measured it for you. It's no problem.
No, I appreciate that. I should have double checked.
Don't worry.
So let's see. Let me take a measurement stick. My
I won't lose any sleep over it. I promise. You're fine.
Okay, looks like I can get out to this room. But that's about as far, so the imp will look out there.
You see these same bullywugs, you know, now that you are out in the nighttime sky, you can hear the crickets again, and you see that the bullywugs are in this chamber. You can also see over here, towards this area, you can see that there's another pen of what appears to be giant lizards. And over this way, you can see that there's another room with a lot more bullywugs. And they're all in these mattresses and these flea-ridden mattresses of, like, hay and other trash, and they're just basically sleeping. Very, very messy area.
So, I got a question.
Sure.
Earlier, when we got our brief tour, and he was originally going to have us set up in one place, that was at the base of the stairs to his room that we got caught in, right?
Yes, that's why he moved you out of that area. He says, "Oh yeah, that's right. No one's up there. You're not gonna." He didn't actually tell you the reason, and I'll go out of character, but it was to show you guys the stairwell. You know, let you know that there are other things to do in this castle. So you went up and.
Gotcha.
So yeah, he wanted to move you to where you're staying, which was basically a centipede filled room.
So I got the impression that he was going to put us with everyone else and then decided not to. So everyone else sleeps up there, or did I misinterpret what he said?
Not that area. You found out what was up there. That was basically Drallmor's chambers.
So we still don't know where the cultists actually themselves sleep.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nah, like I said, I was just trying to show you around a little bit to the castle to where you could actually see, other things in the castle besides just the castle, meaning stairs going down, stairs going up. Basically give you the idea that the Lizardman was totally right on telling you that there's multiple stories of this castle and a cavern system down below. So.
Gotcha. Okay, well, the only other area I can really reach is looking outside. So on the way back to me, I'm going to have him go outside to the south and just get a look at the perimeter and see if there's any changes in the camp from earlier.
A look to the south as in outside?
Yeah. Here, I can move my in.
Like right here?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. You see that, there's a bunch of gators in the water. You can see that there's, gators in the moats. You can also see that there's, plenty of giant frogs, and boy, if you were only visible right now, they would love to snatch you up, wouldn't they?
I bet they would. Okay,
and you can also see bullywugs. There's a couple bullywugs kind of patrolling around these tents, even though I don't have tokens out.
All right. I'll go ahead and return to myself.
Okay.
And I'll come out of the trance and have the imp. Well, he's been invisible this whole time anyway, so back to hiding so I can talk to my party members.
Okay. And you are able to make that happen.
So basically, nothing has been majorly unchanged. However, with what I was able to get to there, I cannot locate where the cultists are right now. I'm not quite certain where their sleeping arrangements are, and I'm fairly limited on how far I can see.
Okay, so here's the plan. In the morning, we'll go out. Misty will cast Fireball in the middle of the group. I can't talk right now. Krivgar and I will follow up with breath attacks and slaughter the rest. How does that sound?
I think you ate a side of Rage Krispies this morning with extra flakes of enragement.
It has been weeks since I've killed somebody. Let me have this.
Are you that rage-filled that it'll blind you to the danger we're in?
Oh, please, once you take care of the cultists, nothing will be able to stand up against us. Lizardmen
not even 200 bullywugs?
No.
They're not the fighters. They're not as good a fighter as the Lizardmen, according to the cultists, and according to the Lizardmen as well.
Did you forget the 200 part?
Spear carriers, mere spear carriers.
It took us 10 minutes it took us 15 minutes to stamp out centipedes. Just FYI.
It was just to get it clean.
Exactly.
You're lucky I didn't put the giant centipede swarms in this room,
yes,
what the module called for, but I felt that would be just redundant, so that's why I did not put those in there.
You mean his bloodlust could have been satisfied on centipedes?
Possibly, but one of you kill stealers would have probably done it to him again, and I would have laughed.
You would have.
I would have loved it.
But if you're that bloodthirsty, we could... I see you want to go after the cultists, right? And there's X amount of them, but if you're that bloodthirsty, let's go after the bullywugs if they're that easy.
Yeah, but once you start attacking
I would
the
vote for the
bullywugs,
cultists first.
Cultists will start attacking us, and it'll just be easier to get them all in one room.
I'm with Silverclaw there that if we're gonna start the ball rolling and
Oh, no. The ball has already started rolling when you guys decided to pull that little stunt by trying to go up and sneak off into some guy's room. That already started the ball rolling. Now, we just gotta push it right over
Guys,
the edge.
they haven't even explored the room.
well, if we're gonna dance to this tune, the first few steps of the dance,
They could find
be
stairs
the-
going up, too.
the large group of
They just haven't
cultists in the treasure
explored.
room.
I love it. Like 20, 30 feet from them. It's awesome.
Their leader is away.
So great.
If we take them down,
So great.
chances
I
are
love
that we can pull the lizard men in with us and attack the bullywugs. And
You guys,
from the sound of it, we ought to be able to do quite a good job on the bullywugs ourselves.
Oh, and Misty, we're gonna need to borrow your imp to send a message to the lizardmen in Draconic, little message writing note saying there's gonna be fighting soon, so get out of the castle.
guys, I think we should just. I mean, we should just keep looking around.
No, I think that option's done since you
I mean,
guys
this
pulled that
map
little
is
stunt.
this map is absolutely humongous. I mean, it's so big. I can't. Even, I got to scroll all the way over on my screen, so there's got to be a lot of stuff here. We could.
Somebody's
I don't know, that's
listening
just
to the
my opinion.
stream.
I think we need to.
I think.
I mean, there's 3 floors. We've been in one room, or maybe 2 rooms on one floor. There was another stairs that obviously the cultists are sleeping in. We should go up and check that out. There is a
Corey, Freddie.
like a subterranean
Thank you,
chamber
guys,
where the bullywugs
for
are.
the
We can check
messages.
that out.
Well, thank you for
I
the
mean,
follows. Thank you.
We're
guys.
following the rules that this Resnir set out, and we're helping these people stack their gold and move it over. We're really not helping the
Not
people of Greenest.
our purposes.
Yeah, so I think that's what we need to do. I think that, and I hear what you're saying. You want to, your bloodlust is kicking in. Hey, if while we're looking around, if you think we need to attack and fight, then yeah, let's do it. But I think right now, just going in and blindly attacking everybody in the gold room does not make a whole lot of sense to me.
Well, it's not blindly attacking. First, we line up so that way it's you and me in front, Misty in the middle, and the other 2 in the back. Misty will launch her fireball, and then we'll use our breath weapons on the remaining guys. And if there's anyone left, we just kill them right away. And that
No, I get what
will
you're
be
saying.
the
You're saying
majority
that-
of the cultists.
Yeah, you're saying that
Majority
there's
of
more
our
strategy
opposition.
to it. Yeah, there's more strategy to it. I just think that we should advance the. I mean, there's a reason why this map is. There's a reason why that we're in this castle. And I think
This
we
map-
need to figure out
why
what
this
that
map
reason
is so big.
I don't think it's just to kill everybody we see, no matter how strategically we can do it. I think it's to unravel the mystery of where this gold is going, and to help get these bullywugs and to get the lizardmen on our side, and to do the right thing. And that's kind of what I'm looking to do.
And I'd like to point out that Dromir is not in residence at the moment. She's elsewhere.
I already did, Urgent Puddle.
If the
I did.
rune in the box is an alarm for her,
I already did, man, a couple minutes ago.
or an alarm to her that the box has been tampered with. She's not here to get that alarm. So there's some possibility that disturbing that rune would
Nice
not have
Stig.
much of a consequence.
Nice.
Unless
All right.
it's a magical trap.
So let's put a vote. All those who wants to go all out nuts fighting crazy, say aye.
He's alive, Sir Urak.
Aye for me. Come on, I know there's some of you who want to kill.
At this point, I'm wondering if it would not be better off if we just join the cultists.
Ooh.
And smack upside the head.
Well, they are doing a lot more than you are, or we are. I don't know. We figured out where that's going. What more can we find out? What do you think we can truly accomplish while here?
Where the fuck
they're
are they
already
sending
shooting at
this
us.
stuff
That
to?
much is for certain. We're gone for 15 minutes, and they send a scout for us. They know exactly where we are. If we go anywhere from here, it will be, what, 5
Find
minutes before they
Rezmir.
find us? What will you accomplish in 5 minutes?
Find Drellmore. Ally with the
let's keep one
lizards
alive
or the
question
bullywugs. There's so much to do.
Are we being watched?
Oh,
How else would they
so
find
much
us
to
last
do,
time?
guys. So much to do.
I mean, are we being guarded at night?
You're not being guarded. Absolutely not. No, Misty, you saw no cultist out watching you. No.
If we were to take one more day, Tiberius, what do you think we can learn? Can we launch Misty's imp from a more forward position?
Hey, I just think there's a lot more stuff we can do. I mean, honestly, I think we should just stop talking, and I think we need to. If it was me, if I had my druthers, I know that the bullywugs aren't as tough as everything else. So I know what you guys said. I say we go down there and we attack them, and we wipe it out. I mean, if you're going to do a fireball, why not start there?
Well, one, because bullywugs are considerably weaker than cultists, and if we attack the cultists first, then the major threat in this castle will be done and over with.
Well, fireball spells aren't the only thing we've got going on. We can go down to the bullywugs, and if they're not that
Right, hero?
tippy top in terms of
And then they can fight
fighters, we
Drizzt
can sweep a
Do'Urden
bunch of them.
if they join the cultists.
Okay, so and that's fine too, I guess. I'm just looking, and there's Splattergoo or Spattergoo is down there. I'm just looking at the notes here. So
Ederic Black,
there's
thank
three
you very much
people
for the follow,
that
man.
We were talking
Thank you.
about before. There's Spattergoo, the Bullywug chief. There's Dralmar Borngrey, the leader of the cultists in Castle Naerytar, and then there's the half dragon.
There we go.
Rezmir. We know Rezmir is gone. We know Splattergoo is underneath us, and we knew Dralmar Borngrey is I don't know where they are, but she is, or he is, or whatever, leader of the cultists. I say we go after Splattergoo.
Right,
and
Randy?
we can get the lizards on our side. That's my take.
I'll just use the 4E version of
Jojo,
Drizzt,
how do you feel?
and
This can't take more than assassination of the
No.
bullywugs leader to get them on our side. I mean, after all, they did say they just don't have the numbers for it, so...
Crya
we're not gonna
Attic
attack them
Donut.
just because we
Thank
killed
you
their
very much
leader.
for the follow, Crya Attic Donut. Thank you.
Misty,
Thank
did
you,
you
thank
scout
you.
the entrance to the caverns?
Gratz Necro, baby. No, there's stairs here. There are stairs going down in this room to the west of you, the other room.
Misty, did you scout those stairs down?
No, I didn't see him when we came in here.
Okay.
Sorry, the line of sight stuff is kind of hard to keep track of things.
Well,
I understand.
we don't need help. Let's just do it ourselves. Come on, we can do it.
Okay. I'll
As long
go
as I'm in
ahead.
the back.
I'm going to put Misty on. This is what you're going to see through the eyes of your imp, okay? You will be the only one on this map. Can you see what is going on with this map, Misty?
It's all black. I'm gonna zoom out and see if I can see anything because
Yeah,
it might
one
not have any
second.
position.
Yep. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna put all
Alright.
of you. I'm gonna put all of you guys over here. You guys are gonna see nothing but black. So
No problem.
this is what you're gonna see through the eyes of your imp, and this is about where you run out of space at 100 feet, and it is completely dark and black down here. It's a cavern system. You can hear through your, you get the senses of your imp as well. You can hear water dripping, and you can see that there are several, multiple entrances that are going. There's one here. Looks like there's an entrance in a puddle of water. It could be a spring, could be something, and there it looks like there are some stairs descending down into darkness, and that is what you can see. But it is fairly illuminated because you have this lamp in front of you, and in the other corner of the room up to the north you can see another lamp. But other than that, everything else is just pure darkness. Both of the other entry points are both pure darkness. And that is what you saw. Through the eyes of your imp.
Man, that was so well described I could almost hear the dripping of the water.
All right. you could almost hear the dripping of the water, huh?
That's right.
I had to do that because of the player view on my other monitor, everybody. Alright, so this is where you're at. You guys have a little bit of information. This is where we're going to go ahead and stop for the night, and I'll see you guys next week. And it's still early evening. I mean, it's only probably about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. So you have plenty of time still.
Okay.
But there are these stairs going down here. Alright, everybody. Thanks for playing.